Oh, my bad. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I hope you enjoyed your 30 seconds of silence there while I was figuring out what in the world's going on around me. Thank you for joining us tonight for another episode of Season 2 of Rainier Rushdown. I'm Lentini, joined by the wonderful, the illustrious Kershaw. How you doing?
Hey, thanks very much, Lentini. Yeah, we're back here, of course, one more time for Rainier Rushdown before we get to the grand finale. That is going to be EVO happening this weekend. Going to be a lot of great stuff happening. I'm really excited. It's the fighting game Christmas for everybody. So really excited for everybody to go out and start stuff there at EVO this weekend. And of course, going to be holding down. Get some last minute practice there. That's my man pull up the fight stick right there.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to go.
Only gonna combo Obsidian, my man. One of the best. But yeah, this is number 4 of our Season 2 for Rainier Rushdown. Of course, we host these bi-weekly here online, so if you guys are not really familiar, we do have kind of an ladder system going, and then around 7 p.m. we get the bracket all made. And last week, 2 weeks ago, we had Coupon and what was the other one? It was a really close match. It was Mr. Butter and Coupon. Very down to the wire match there. So they're not entering this bracket. So the nice thing about a cozy bracket like this, Lentini, where we got like 19, 20-ish people, is that, let's get an extra chance to make that top 8.
Yeah, these are the pre-EVO grinders.
The grind don't stop. I mean, you gotta get every little bit of practice in, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where this night goes. I'm especially excited and a little hopeful for maybe a little bit of M. Bison gameplay. We'll have to see. I've heard a lot of opinions about this character in the last couple weeks. Definitely very curious to see how it all shakes out. But places like this are the perfect places to figure out where do I really stand in bracket with this character against people who have been studying the counterplay. They know how to punish that double knee press. They know how to stop you from getting those charges going. There's only one way to find out, and that's in bracket.
Yeah, I think, like you said, bracket is the best place to test drive your characters, whether it be like a secondary that you're thinking about, like, I'd like to see how the other side lives, right? Geese get a lot of love this season, for good reason, right? Definitely a character you just can't sleep on anymore. Bison is just a character that I think just plays the game to its benefits.
Yes.
I talked about when the game first came out, you have to look out for certain characters that play very good within the system mechanics, but also outside. And I mean that in a good way. I think Bison dictates the pace, the dictator, very well. The scissor kick, honestly, probably the best special in the game, probably. Because it's like not so much the fact that you're doing it, but sometimes just not doing it. It's like the idea of like,
just the threat.
Like you could have the counterplay in your mind. It's like, oh yeah, I'll try to perfect parry it, but then they don't do it, and his drive rush is so fast. And with the new nerfs to Season 2 to drive parry with the recovery, you can just drive rush it and like get a grab and whatnot. So he limits the interactions in this game to only a few times, right? Especially on the second round when he has a full bar, he does extreme amounts of damage, especially on like big bodies like Geef and Riza.
Now, you mentioned some of those buffs. You mentioned Geef, so I gotta ask. Is Geef top 5?
I'm not gonna answer that because Goros is right here. So, Geef is definitely a character that definitely has to be always on your radar. I think it was, even in the beginning, like you just couldn't sleep with that character. I think every character in this game has something that you have to respect. This the overall like power level of modern fighting games have things where even like the lowest tiers are just something you can't be like, all right, I can't run the same old game plan. I have to have a game plan in mind. That's something when you get to a certain echelon.
I also feel like characters like Geef are a little bit of a skill check. The nature of the way they're balanced at top level, the way that their weaknesses are exploitable, is sometimes not as evident or as easy to engage with at low levels. And we see that in the win rates online. If you look at the win rates of Geef versus pretty much anybody else in the cast, even from day one, even pre-buffs, he was always way up there.
Yeah, his pick rate is definitely really high. And I think there's something to be said about having plus lights that you're able to chain into at any time. You could just delay any of those lights, and right, his resets are where it gets really kind of scary. The biggest thing that I think he got this patch, I think it was the standing medium kick until it got reverted. Still a very good button, mind you. Definitely still have to respect the standing medium kick, but it is the knee.
Yes.
Because knee's frame data And when you geese, you're gonna know that spacing after they do light chains to get a knee and reset that pressure. Now you're plus in their face if you have a good spacing. Now you have to guess.
Yeah, that idea of that scuffed game of rock, paper, scissors, where you guess right, congratulations, you get to live. You guess wrong, there's half your health bar. I mean, this game has become more and more of a two-touch game in certain circumstances. That's been kind of a thing that's been going around the conversation list, the three-touch versus the two-touch. And when you have that kind of thing in the game, characters who can create more of those terrifying Oki situations get more powerful.
Yeah, I think we're going to get our first match, though, started. Good point to make, though. And I think we'll definitely see some geef representation, considering the past brackets we've had. I think one time we... which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, definitely character, like you said, can't sleep on. Bison's still going to be a threat. I think Akuma is still also going to be a threat. But I think Akuma, as the world's gotten out, definitely strong, but we now have to start talking about tournament picks, right? What are consistent tournament picks?
Yeah, consistency. That's such a huge weakness Akuma has always had. Like, even when he's been top tier, there's that constant fear when you play this character, like, I might just guess wrong, right? That two-touch game. Sometimes with Akuma, it feels like one touch and stuck in the corner, depending on which side you're on. So consistency is very hard with him. We've seen that with some other characters as well in Season 1, that in theory, these characters are supposed to be good, but if you can't land your perfect knuckle, how good is Luke really in bracket? You know what I mean?
That character, by design, is always going to be good because of just the inherent nature of having forward advancing normals. And just, he's stuck with us. I think no matter how much you tweak him, he's going to be stuck with us. He also controls the tempo of the game really well. But yes, there is a tiny bit of execution barrier, but I think it's becoming a little less smooth. People talk about, like, what would you rather deal with? Learning how to do perfect knuckles, or would you rather play Ken and learn how to do, like, the runs, right?
Yeah, like those Jinrai loops that are like 2-frame windows, right? Those aren't easy.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of your preference about what playstyle you want to play. Of course, Ken a lot more aggressive, and Luke really malleable. I think that's what makes really good characters in general, is how malleable they are in terms of, like, how can I play them? Can I have the idea of, like, playing a good mid-range, full screen, or just, like, up close?
Yeah, and I think just even knowing that you have those options to choose from, even if you have personal preference, like I want to play Rushdown Luke, I want to play Zoner Luke, but knowing that if you get a matchup that is a little bit difficult for that playstyle, you can adapt on the fly. You don't need to worry about warming up two characters all the time, and you always have that, and it makes it a lot more, again, consistent for you whenever you run into those weird bracket paths.
Well, let's kind of look at the bracket here while we're waiting for our first matches to come up. And I think what some names that kind of jump out at me are, we got Old Crunchy, of course, an old staple in the scene. Plays Guile, plays a little bit of Lily as well, right? So you kind of have that dichotomy of playing a zoner, but you also have a character that is probably the least picked in the game in terms of just tournament representation. Maybe online, different story, but had a good solid win at Combo Breaker, El Cachote, excuse me the pronunciation. But that character, once again, still can't sleep in her, right? I think she's a great counterpick character in certain matchups, and she got a little bit of bust here. I'm not sure how much they amount to in the end. I think she needs a little bit extra sauce.
Yeah, she needs a little more love, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still early in the patch, right? Like, how long did it take us to realize that Chun-Li was a top tier?
That was, I think with the help of the internet, like, we just more and more have the idea of what makes things work. Chun was pretty... It was in Japan. Japan knew, absolutely.
Yeah, Japan always knows.
Japan knew before us, of course. Chun's still, of course, a great character for great reasons. And we're still trying to get to, I think, the lobby here. Let's see. Excuse me while we're working some of the kinks out here.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. By the way, for anybody who is interested in talking about this kind of stuff on a more regular basis, if you've got your own opinions on all of this stuff that we're discussing, you want to get some matchup knowledge, maybe something more in-depth, y'all need to join the Discord.
Yeah.
We've got a QR code on the screen. Highly recommend checking it out, or if you want to be involved with these kinds of brackets in the future, there's so many of these available. Absolutely join that Discord, see what it's all about here in the Seattle or PNW larger area scene. See some other tournaments, because there's all sorts of other stuff that we'll talk about throughout the night that we know we got coming up, even on a weekly basis.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring up some other events too, because we'd love to have you. Definitely join that Discord, like Lentini was saying. You could, get in on the Rainier Action Rushdown. So we're definitely looking at more of the bracket here while we're waiting for the next match. I gotta mention Dark Scion too. Dark Scion also kind of a staple in our scene and plays Jury. Now Jury character, one CPT, right?
Yes, that is. It was a little bit of the dark horse character, right? Everybody thought, yeah, they're pretty strong, but the results weren't there. The consistency, the placement on the tier lists, it was always like not quite at that upper echelon, as opposed to some of the other more popular Shoto picks like Ken and Luke being the two namesakes. Also, just a surprise that like JP kind of fell off at Capcom Cup Finals. We didn't see some of the people that we expected to see in that top four. People like Mena, people like Angry Bird, the usual picks didn't quite make it. And here you have this character that everybody slept on winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how Evo's going to pan out too, because you definitely have your picks for this one. But Evo is also where the most Japanese players do have attendance. Apparently Daigo is not going to be in attendance due to some issues with not getting his visa application. He's the GOAT for a reason. He's the GOAT. But still, a lot of threats are going to be in attendance there. Hold on.
Yeah, I agree. Evo is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, this game is still pretty fresh. There's still people coming out of the woodworks you've never heard of before that are absolutely cracked ranked demons, and this is their first opportunity to come out on the big stage. So, I mean, we may see some typical top 8 picks drowning in pools. You never know.
I mean, that's how Punk made a splash, right? In Street Fighter V, we had a big Seattle tournament here. I think Red Bull Conquest, I believe it was called. And it was downtown, and Punk was known as like a Wi-Fi warrior. Of course, played some Street Fighter 4, but made a splash finally at that tournament. Took out some big names, and the rest is history, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the power of modern Wi-Fi. I feel like I'm still getting used to that idea of being able to train online, being able to have tournaments like this online that genuinely speak to your offline ability. If you do well on these, you're going to do well on the big stage. Of course, there's a lot more visceral pressure on that stage, and that's something that people need to adapt to, but it's great that we have this pipeline to bring people in a way that we've never had before, unless you had a whole lot of quarters and a great arcade near you.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's so weird for me, at least, to see that this be a more viable option. So I'm like curious to see, like, offline will never be replaced. I think offline is always still gonna be the GOAT. There's like the go-to. So we're seeing this weekend have that in like full effect.
Yeah, there's a magic to it. And I know I mentioned the offline events earlier, and I'll say the same thing again. There are so many here in the PNW. We are extremely blessed, especially in like the greater Seattle area, to have so many options on a weekly basis in person. It really goes to show like Twitter's not real. All those people on Ranked saying what people on Ranked say, they're not real. We're here to just have a great time, play some Street Fighter. Maybe we go 0-2 in bracket, we just play some casuals and learn about the game.
Yeah, I mean, we ball, man. I mean, no matter what, the FGC is more than just your bracket life. I really have to, like, just keep saying that until I'm blue in the face, is that it's not so much, like, you can still stick around, play some casuals, and especially like stuff like Evo, right? Evo is kind of like it's a big convention, so you can check out like the culture and get some merch and whatnot. Check out like all the artists that have been putting like in mad work as well.
Yeah, the artist alley.
Or drink, for God's sake, like they pour their heart and soul out. I mean, I respect everybody that works on Rainier Rushdown too.
Yeah, huge.
To have an outlet for this is huge, right? Because sometimes coming out to locals can be a little intimidating, right? So it gives you the kind of that first steps is to be like, hey, you know, we're not gonna bite.
Yeah, for real. Just having the courage to come out the first time, especially if you know like you're not going to win the top prize. It is a surprisingly big step that we've all had to go through. So again, I encourage anybody watching, take that step. We promise we're not like Twitter. We're going to have a great time, learn more about the game, get punched in the face and laugh about it. In the game, not in real life, to be clear. Those standing heavy punches, they hit kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's as long as I've been in the FGC, there's always been there's always a game for you. I do encourage everybody to always try out different games because you never know what you're missing out on. But we're definitely not gonna miss out on this action. We're coming up here between, I think, our first match. I think hopefully soon between Omega 6 and King. Now Omega 6 playing that Akuma like we were talking about Akuma already.
Go.
And King playing some Blanca now, a character that got a few changes here in season 2. The biggest one gonna be the Airball, EX Airball. Still a great move, mind you, but went down from +2 to +1. So now you don't have the strike throw mix-up anymore. You just can continue to pressure its strikes, if anything. But it definitely going from +2 to +1 is a big deal in terms of just trying to enforce your will. Now Akuma here, I think Akuma's just a great online character, right? Because you can get so overwhelmed by this character really easily. Does great damage. I mean, it's Akuma, right? That character has always been good. And worse, I think that character has been mid-tier.
Yeah, exactly. Like, every character has that Street Fighter game or that patch where they just get absolutely gutted and they end up low tier. Akuma is like the one exception. At worst, he's mid-tier, and historically, most of the time, he's at least high top tier. Sometimes he's the best in the game. Even if it's like, we take him over to Tekken, he's the best in that game. It doesn't matter. So definitely expect to see some stuff out of him. And like you said, the online, like the ranked format, sometimes you just kind of get blended and you got to hold that.
Yeah, blender is definitely the name of the game when it comes to Akuma too, because his Oki's kind of wild, right? You get Oki from mid-screen, if you use the new, I call it the fire back fist, right? And you get the knockdown, you go into Demon, you already start like enforcing that strike throw mix up there from them. And I think, there's not only like the mental stack of just all the mechanics of Street Fighter 6, but there are some characters that really layer that as well. And I think what a toolkit like Akuma, especially with something like Demon Flip, is really good. Fireballs are amazing. Like, honestly, I think the best fireballs in the game. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and say it, if not like definitely top like 2, if anything.
Yeah, it's so broken.
And I think that's the malleability that we were talking about earlier when it came to like top tiers, is that Akuma is malleable. Of course, you really have to like watch out your interactions, because one misdrive rush, one misdrive impact, that's a little bit over half your health gone, right? Especially depending on the character, right? You could lose a lot more. So we'll see how it kind of pans out. You really have to not like tunnel vision your pressure too much here, but yeah, I'm curious to see how this character can really enforce plus frames really easily.
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, everybody, I saw it plugged in the chat already, but I want to talk about it real quick. Exclamation point Matcherino. It'll pull up that Matcherino for this tournament. It's always great. This is a free tournament, which means there's not a lot of money going into it for us to be able to give to the players. But if you want to support them directly, if there's someone you're rooting for, someone you really like that you want to see go all the way and want to get rewarded with that little bit of Evo spending money, check out that Matcherino. Every little bit helps these guys be able to do more of what they love.
That's a great call, Linchini, and we're making some great calls going into this first round here between King and Omega 6.
Yeah, we're immediately seeing, this is that corner pressure. Akuma gets you in the corner and he has so many options.
And he can get you to that corner so fast, right? His ability to go from mid-screen to corner is super easy by like just one simple combo.
And nice close out with a level 1. That's good utility there. Probably not sure if he was going to be able to kill with that heavy DP. So, rather than trying to look up and crunch the numbers, just throw out that level 1. Quick and easy.
Yeah, let's see how we make it up here. Now, great showing from Omega 6 so far. We definitely are trying to build some bar there on King's side, because if you get that little Or you can drive impact to air fireball. Doesn't get too much off it, but you do got Akuma in the corner and keeps him in the corner. Nice air to air.
Yeah, this is that other side of it for Akuma. Yeah, it's great when he's in the corner, but when he's stuck there, that kind of stuff happens. Even though he got out, he spent a little bit too much of that health cash on it, and you died for it. A perfect round going right back. What a statement.
Yeah, give us a take of the way you said it best on TV. And there we go. There's that mid-screen Oki we were talking about. And yeah, Omega 6, you know what? That last round was cute. But you know, maybe it's your turn. Maybe it's your turn to take a wild ride. I know the Marvel Collection is coming out really soon, but you're gonna be taking a ride with me into a level 3, closing out with a perfect of your own Omega 6. I hear statements.
Man, back and forth. This is the Akuma life right here. You live and you die by the perfect. We're turning this game into Guilty Gear Strive. You mess up once, you are dead.
Oh, nice. Okay, we're already seeing the adaptation going to be put in the corner. Make sure we get that great positioning. I like it. Stay in the mid-range, throw some fireballs. Making sure that we can't block a ball for free.
Yeah, you got to pay for that one. We talked about those air Blanca balls, but in general, there are so many options here. There's one DP out of the corner right there, but he gets stuck anyway, not able to escape despite that resource usage.
Yeah, able to air ball right out of there too, but you are in burnout now, which can be a little bit scary, but King still on the reaction timing there, but you gotta watch out for the wake-up buzz. Make sure your Oki's clean, come on.
Yeah, great conversion there, not letting that get away from him. Royal doing a good job of not getting overwhelmed by that Season 2 Akuma pressure we were talking about.
Yeah, air fireball definitely still a great threat, but you've already seen that King kind of has the answers to that, especially with the nerf hurt box set. Okay, there it is, an anti-air combo. I think King is starting to get the rhythm in the rhyme. And speaking of rhythm, we're going into the... Wow, great match from Omega 6. We saw that cross-up earlier from King, and this time Omega 6 not falling for it.
Yeah, great awareness from Royal in general as well on the defense. You were talking about how hard that aerial fireball is to deal with, and I think part of the way that Royal is so good at dealing with it is the ability to react. He doesn't press the same button automatically every time Omega takes to the air.
And we're having this air down here, both players in burnout. And taken to the skies, and you know what? Royal gonna be coming on top there. This is just a back and forth over and over again here. It really game.
Yeah, very exciting to see that even this early in pools were this tight back and forth, the optimization.
Okay, early big spender on Royal's side though. Hopefully doesn't come back to bite him. Great match out there. I think Royal's pretty hungry to make sure we get the Blanca channel going.
Does beat out the grab attempt. Okay, DPM into the corner, but the level 1 gets red. Great reaction from Omega, recognizing King was going to swing out there.
Yeah, these wake-up buttons still working out for Omega here. Great anti-air in the process. Trying to go for a command grab, try sneaking in, but Royal's not going to fall for it.
He wanted it. Like, that move is so good and so bad at the same time. It's kind of like DI.
Yeah, it really has a very similar reaction timing to DI, right? That where you can get used to it, but then later on, when your mental attack gets going, it comes back to haunt you.
Yeah, we've been getting used to DI for an entire year, and I still get hit by that in the corner.
It always comes back around, right?
It really does. Some days you're insane, some days you're not. But right now, it seems like Royal looking pretty insane with it. Once again, has him in the corner. The parry on the DI, not the reaction he needed, but it's the one he got. Can he swing out of the corner?
Yeah, great stuff to Omega 6 too. Learning that they can't DI back with this much health, so they're going for parries, they're going for jumps, but they still have to respect the slide. We saw them kind of, be outside the range earlier, but the slide is ever present.
He gets to drive rush in. The confidence that he's not just gonna like throw out a fireball there. Okay, this time he does get the grab on the open.
Hey, nice. I like it. We're checking these drive rushes. Not checking that one though. Here comes the blunder.
Oh no. I don't think he wanted to end up over there. However, finds a way in regardless. Setting up for the command grab.
Cheeky dinky.
Okay. He saw that coming out from Omega's side. He's like, wait a minute, I got one of those too.
Hey, nice. The side swap there. Looking pretty good, but you still are not reacting to the EX command grab. What? You haven't reacted to any of those times, so you know what? I'm gonna keep doing it, and you're gonna keep working. Royal gonna be taking it over Omega.
That right there, That is what they always tell you when you're looking for matchup advice on Reddit. Like, look, never give your opponent more respect than they've earned. If they're not going to deal with this move properly, you spam that option until they do. You're not spamming the one option. They're spamming a mistake, and you're just capitalizing.
You said it best, yeah. We'll definitely capitalize on just noticing, like, you're just not ready. But I'm ready to take advantage of you.
Ooh, I already see Integra getting up ready to go.
Right,
That's going to be Integra versus Triclops.
Yeah, definitely a good match coming out here soon. Ken versus Marisa. Now, a very hard-fought battle going to be for Marisa. What are matchups in the game? I mean, who doesn't really struggle with Ken, of course, but, you know, it's already been said for the past year, Marisa has a hard time dealing with some great normals on their side, especially the crouch medium kick. So you really have to be cognizant, but let's see how you can rotate your options. You can be really careful of where you pick and choose your battles.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful that the Marisa players in this season figure out the sauce, because we're in a place where, you know, a lot of people feel like M. Bison's kind of the new Marisa heavy hitter. So if you're sticking with this character, you need to figure out ways to take advantage of their unique command grab game plan.
Yeah, that's definitely something to bring up. The command grab is going to give you some pretty good LP as well. I'm going to give you, you know, a good mix-up of to boot. But how are you going to get in?
Already caught him delay teching, and that's going to make Triclops suffer again with the punishes on those grabs. Burn out. Oh, what a swing from Integra. Triclops holding onto that little bit of gauge, but it wasn't enough in the end.
My apologies, I was still catching up there. Fast forward through time, but now we're back here in the present with Integra taking that first match, like you said, Lentini. Now we're being really patient and neutral, but here comes the drive rush. We're going to get that quarter carry thanks to the enhanced Tatsu.
Well, it looks like the chat's saying they can't see the screen right now, so we might have to get a little bit more tricky with this commentary right now. So at the moment, they're playing a pretty heavy neutral. There we go. All right, we're back in it.
I don't think it leaves much to the imagination. You know, Ken's drive rush down, he was able to land hits. But there's a perfect parry also coming out from Integra. Able to see another round. Looking really good on their side. Didn't have to spend too much ball either.
Man, Integra is going in. The lack of fear.
Yeah, the lack of respect. Yeah, just always resets for the overhead. The Dragon Lance right in your face, the whiff punish here. It's just looking pretty miserable for Triclops right now. Unless back to isn't it?
Wait, the Marisa symptom? You get hit twice? Or, well,
no.
that'll close you out. Doesn't even go for the level 2. Make it a level 3 for good measure.
What takes care of symptoms is the Ken Cure. Right, we're going to that level 3. And we're going to go up the first game here on Integra's side. Like I said, pretty difficult. We saw one of those interactions, right, where it was hard for Triclops to kind of maneuver when you have to be ever mindful of the crouching medium kick from Ken.
Where's Shoto, though? Right, chat? Where's Shoto?
No.
I read the patch notes.
Oh,
unplayable.
Honestly, I like the idea of all Shadows being viable in this game. I think that's something that I've always kind of wanted, especially after Ryu going through it for a lot of the portion of Street Fighter V. Was very good at the beginning, mind you, but yeah, now you can really play any Shadow and make magic happen, I feel.
Yeah, speaking of Ryu, I do see Red in the lobby. Are we gonna get at some point Red on the stream? We'll have to see.
Shouts to Red. We'll see how it happens.
We'll see how it goes. Definitely be excited for that. But yeah, thank you all for joining us here at Rainier Rushdown. We're in Season 2 now. We've had some small changes to the bracket setups over the time, but it's still the same good action here in the Seattle area that you've been getting for an entire, a whole year of this game coming out now. Every 2 weeks, we're still going to be running this, which means 2 weeks from today, we've got the next one coming up. I think signups are live either right now or later tonight. Yes, right now. Okay, so if you like what you see, you don't want to forget, go ahead and sign up for that early and join us in 2 weeks. I know I'll definitely be watching. I imagine my man Furshaw will as well. Gonna have a great time.
Yeah, I think we are going to be getting Red here in the lobby. Ask and you shall receive. You can get some of that Ryu action. And we already talked about how the Shadows have a place in this game. Now, Ryu, coming out pretty big on top in the patch, right? Has just so many good buffs, but of course, you know, being able to zone out and really capitalize on that with his fireballs is great. But one of the big things that I did not expect him to give was solar plexus, right? The forward fierce now has proximity guard on it, which means you can't really walk out of that normal, and it's +3. +3 is pretty good.
It's pretty good. We were talking about that +1 versus +2 earlier. What if we just add those two together and give them to a Shoto? We'll have to see if that comes into play much in this match, or if we see more of that fireball spacing. Kind of get to choose now.
And yeah, with the addition of that proximity guard, right, is that now you can't really walk out of that situation, or at least it's gonna be a lot harder to. So Ryu was able to enforce a lot more spike throw mix-up because of that. So he, once again, he can play at some different ranges. We'll see how it goes for Red.
Ooh. Well, there you go. We got one. Chet's already asking, Leaf specifically asking that we nerf Red out here. Leaf, what did this man do to you? This man take out a bracket or something? Let me check the bracket real quick. Is Leaf in here?
Of course, Ryu has such a fantastic damage too, but you also have the utility there on Schneiss's side. Now Schneiss doing real good at the salon lately. Got second one of them from what I understand.
Ooh, trying to burn out that level 2, right? Use those plus frames. Just keep hitting him. But unfortunately for you, there was just enough time, but not quite enough to get the kill. Is that grab going to come in? You are in throw range.
And we're saving on to that CA here. Let's see if we're able to land it. We're to make up the damage pretty quick here. I like it. We're resetting the situation, forcing Schneiss to, like, make something happen.
Using those plus frames to back up. Yeah, he's trying to stay alive. You're so scared of the chip out here. That's something Schnois is going to be looking for, and there it is. Kind of a checkmate.
Yeah, we're really trying to play that cat and mouse game there, waiting for the EX Blanca ball, and eventually it did land.
Ooh, yeah, hold these plus frames.
Speaking of plus frames, yeah, just walking right back out of it there. Good recognition from Red's side. Nice to get a knockdown.
Ooh. Quite the extension there with the hurt box. And another just run-in grab from Red, doing so well with these throws. Finally, Schnois DPing out, but that is a risk to even get into that situation.
Okay, level 1 coming out from Schneis to spend some bar to make sure we get out of that situation. Looking pretty even, but the threat of level 3 ever looms. The cross-up.
Hey. You are alive, but barely breathing, and that throw is going to do it. So interesting thing there I saw from Schnois that I've seen from a couple people tonight is the DP on Wake Up into immediate level 1 on the next interaction. Something about throwing 2 of those invincible reversals in a row is really catching people off guard tonight.
Yeah, you're rotating your options, making sure you're spending your ball correctly, not to get burned out on your drive gauge, right? But like you said, there we go, one more time with the EX Blanca on the Wake Up too. Well, just not respecting it, but maybe he'll respect it on the next interaction.
Yep, he does respect it, and the timing from Schnois was perfect to punish that as well. Waits for the shimmy back, and on the way back in, just clips him with that crouching heavy kick.
Yeah, the adaptation is coming out here. Now we got Red in burnout. Let's see how we take advantage of it. I'm there. It's still in this.
Oh. Oh, okay.
You see, he got the reactions. I know he'd be on that drive rush. If you
I
don't know, but he still got the reactions.
That was pretty nasty.
Okay, level 2 coming out once again. One of the best installs in the game for see it today.
Again, just get him out of here. That does mean you're not going to have those big, heavy damage level 3 confirms. But if it keeps you alive, it's worth it. A little bit too slow from Schnois. Now you're in the corner, drive rush combos. Talking about heavy damage. Looks like we don't even need a super for it, but doesn't get the confirm on the corner escape. That could have done it.
Yeah, took a chunk off of there. Yeah, unsafe slide going to be the end of your round there. A game there for Red. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Both of the players are just really experienced, and I think these matchups in general, so you're really going to have to outdo them, really have to trick them in some way, but Nice taking the advantage.
Once again, these guys keeping it so even. Red and Schnois back and forth in this set. Hard to call a winner at this point. The double DI from Red, though, making a statement in game number 3.
Wow. It's not about those plus frames. I like it. Red trying to go for the DI, but it's a little tricky. when Schneis is going for those Blanca balls.
Man, that's a lot of plus frames. Hit him in the solar plexus while he's burned out. Red trying to find a hole. Finally, there's the throw to break it up, doubling down.
Now we got him in the corner here. Now he's doing a good job of just not biting. Been taking all these throws and holding down back as much as they can, and now we have Red in the corner.
Did you spend that level 1?
There of the situation.
Do you spend it where you try to hold out?
We're spending it. You're taking all this chip.
Oh no, DP! He's dead alive! Oh my god! Oh my god!
These guys are beating our, once again, the Blanca ball coming out there from Schneis, interrupting all Red's pressure.
Red has just not been ready for those OD reversals. Again! I think that one might have just been a reaction.
Let's see if Red can find a way for Schneis to fall on his sword, use that wake-up game against him somehow. He's gonna have to adapt.
Nice cross cut. Red putting himself back in the driver's seat, but you gotta watch out for that chip on your drive gauge from those Blanca balls. If you're not gonna parry it, you're gonna run out of time.
That's very true. Oh, there's level 3, finds it smart.
Ooh!
Damage here.
Oh!
Look a little bit at that drive gauge too. Let's see if we can amount to it. We take the initiative. I like it. Red looking good so far.
Red has completely turned this game around with that one beautifully timed and executed level 3. But speaking of turnarounds, now Schneis got the opportunity, and what better way to end it than another command grab?
I think Schneis taking a little bit of page from Royal, right? It's like, command grab seems a little bit nice. I think with their application, they're like you're so much else in this matchup that you're not ready for the command grab yourself.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. You're so, like you said, you're thinking about all these other options, that mental stack, right? That's the name of the game in Street Fighter 6. Overwhelm the mental stack, and then suddenly your strike, throw, muscle memory doesn't work anymore on this particular move, and you can get caught out. Just that 1/10 of a second is more than enough.
I think it makes you look at moves like in a vacuum, right? Like or not so much, right? You have to look at the whole picture. Because you can look at a move and be like, oh, but when you add it up into the rest of the game, even moves like that have their applications, right? They're all in theory reactable. But if you're looking for, A, B, C, and D, you're not ready for Plan Z.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many of those things in this game. Meanwhile, you're also trying to optimize your own resources and your offensive game. How are you managing that meter? How are you managing your drive gauge? What options are you even looking for based on that in these situations, both offensively and defensively? It's a beautiful piece of game design where in a lot of these situations, there's not necessarily a right answer in a given scenario. You have to choose, play your own risk reward, decide in that fraction of a second what strategy you're going to take.
Some of my favorite fighting games have the asterisk when you're talking about them is that it depends. Mm-hmm. When you have to say it depends in an interaction, I know has depth, has layers to it, and that definitely does happen in Street Fighter 6. Now, if you take a look at the bracket here, we have Roll and Metra going at it, I think, already. Integra, of course, going to the bracket. Ouija Plus, a staple also in our Rainier Rushdown bracket. Moving on through the winner side here. We're just moving all along here. If you'd like to move on into some more competition, some more Street Fighter action, definitely check out some of the other locals. We definitely have the Salon bracket. Gotta shout Salon, just doing it big. The place to be for your Street Fighter competition. Starting up the quarterlies, right? Gonna be happening, I believe, August 10th. Free entry, free. Amazing pop bonus as well. It can't get any better than that. So definitely check out Salon bracket. These guys do it big over there. You might have heard of this little indie event, Evo, happening this weekend.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's a 3-day event. Has about 10,000 people. It's breaking records. But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting time. Like I said, the fighting game Christmas is upon us, right? So many great games gonna be on display. Everybody's here. Of course, check out other ones in July as well. Portland Punish. You got Party Battle, UBC. You go to Oregon, you go to Canada. You're bound to find a good competition all over the PNW. Yeah,
the amount of events, we were talking about this earlier, right, that we have here in the PNW and especially in Seattle is, I'd say, unmatched. Things like the Salon, these free brackets with incredible production value, incredible payout. that we just have every Friday and the quarterlies and all these other things you were talking about. You mentioned, the big stuff like Evo's coming up on the national stage, but Portland Punish, I'm excited for that. Party Battle, July 26th in BC. UBC SummerSlam, July 27, 28, also in BC. Keep It Chill, I know I'm going to be commentating there, August 3rd in Portland, etc., etc. Daddy's Den in September in Spokane.
Yeah, go show the EWA homies some love too, because they've been doing it for a while, of course, right? But for a while, EWA was kind of like a ghost town. We used to have what was it? Black Wolf Lodge or Black Wolf Gaming or something like that, and it was like a LAN center that I used to go to back in the day, and then that was the big thing. But then Daddy's Den kind of came over, especially during like the later half of the 2010s, and really uplifted the scene. We always talked about like who was better, Western Washington or Eastern Washington, but now players are getting on par, and I love to see that.
Oh, chat corrected me. It's Spokane. My bad.
Spokane.
I'm a Seattle guy. I don't know these things.
Big
Go out to
chat.
Spokane.
Shout out to everybody in chat, honestly.
Yeah.
I know you guys are having Evo coming here very soon. Maybe you're up. Thanks for just chilling with us. I know some people are kind of staying home, gonna be getting that viewer experience. Get that streaming going, get that watch party going.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be watch partying. Very excited for what we got coming up at Evo. That finals day is going to be incredible.
All right, Crunchy, it's Squim.
Squim?
It's Squim. I'm like pretty sure it's Squim.
I feel like I'm missing some context here. I would have said Sequim, but I feel like
yeah, I went too long enough to know. Like Sammamish, like all these places.
Man, why does the English language do this to itself? Just spell the things the way Hooked on Phonics told you to.
All right, let's see who's hooked on this match here between West Dance and speaking of the other player, Dark Sign. Of course, we talked about Dark Sign earlier, bringing out the jury, right? A character that has a little sauce to get the job done, and now Marisa also coming back into the fray here. That is going to be it was going to be a punish, right? It's -6 now on drive reversal, so you have to be ready to have your drive reversal on deck.
And unfortunately, missing the punish there is Dark Sign, trying to get those Marisa Oki resets. That's so crucial. The way that you win this matchup is by essentially guessing right on offense those 2-3 times.
I like Alexander right outside of the crouch medium kick range shoot. Also pretty difficult matchup for Marisa in general. I like it, the backdash and wake up. Going for the overhead, but uses the parry as an...
Ooh, that armor out of the corner, right? You may not have that traditional invincible reversal option, but you do have things like that great cross up. There's that reset from West Dance, but misses the grab and allows him out of the corner.
The jumping medium punch come out from Dark Side and the drive impact to end the round. Yeah, Dark Side is just ready, throwing some tricks early on here. And yeah, we do have the armor, we do have the unique mechanic, that unique gimmick that Marisa has, but she has to find the way to use the application. And I don't think jury's gonna let you do it for free.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we see a lot out of Marisa's when they're already burned out. But using that OD variant is another option. You have to escape the corner a little bit more preemptively, catching your opponent off guard when they don't expect that when you're not burned out. Usually Marisa's, they're pretty patient. They kind of just hold the damage in the corner because they have to.
Great parries on both sides so far. You're seeing how much these players, especially on West Dance side, has to make up a lot of interactions with using the mechanics because the character kind of struggles against dealing with some of Jury's things as I save that anti-air with the armor.
Ooh, the Superman punch gets beaten out. Got so many stocks online, but it looks like the way things are going, none of them are going to get used this round.
Yeah, great recognition there. It all started from just getting a knockdown situation. If West Dance can get the ball rolling somehow.
Yeah, we're back. That's a patient neutral game. Everything just stopped for a second.
Unfortunately, the patience is good, but we're able to find a drive impact. I would say it gives opportunity for Dark Sign to get some of the stocks going. Messed up the combo, but didn't really take much for it.
Nice little clip there. One more goes for the super out of the corner. That's a decent amount of meter to spend at this point when you're already down, but when your life's at this point, you gotta do something.
We are in burnout, but we're not out of options here. You're stuck in here with me. West Dance gonna be taking that game.
Hit him with a 1-2-3 real quick.
It only takes a little bit. Simple is best when it comes to Marisa.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the character, right? Kind of has some difficult matchups, but in that regard, very much a bracket character.
Yeah, she definitely can have some rivalry here. Oh, but unfortunately, another drop from West Dance. You hate to see it. There we go. There's the 6-frame punish I've been waiting for. Gonna get the knockdown as well. Safe jump into the command grab. This is coming up aces so far for West Dance.
And there again, we're talking about those unique Marisa things. Having this big body heavy hitter who also has such a terrifying command grab game, able to close out that round and putting West Dance on the cusp of moving forward in this bracket.
As we saw, it took a few interactions, right? Able to get that knockdown, and then it starts looking pretty good for West Dance, but a well-timed jump coming out from Dark Scion.
Goes for the 1-2 into the grab, not able to find it. West Dance gets out of the corner. That is crucial, and the armor keeping you out of trouble, but right back with the ODD.
Trying to inch Dark Scion into the corner. You're going to make sure you're going to stay there. Not going to spin it to the level 3. I'm pulling this around.
Does it get a punish? You are burned out, though, so it may not matter
so
that
scary.
punish got dropped.
Jump over the level
Are you
1.
high enough? Yes, you are! And West Dance one hit away and finds it.
There's so many times where they didn't spend it on a level 3 and they could just... I don't know. I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah, that's the Oro mentality. I'm gonna hold a turtle while I do this thing.
Yeah,
I don't even need it.
Behind my back. Gonna nerf myself. West Dance gonna be taking over Dark Side.
Yeah, great stuff to West Dance. Maybe had a little bit more in the tank there in the end. I guess we'll have to find out in the next round. Gonna be up against Ouija +1 whenever that happens. In the meantime, though, we got a whole lot more fantastic matches coming up.
Yeah, it's hard to do the tango with Marisa, especially when she's hurts, man. Like if you're just not ready, be willing to take the pain. But yeah, talking about the bracket, you talked about Ouija coming up here very soon. Ouija +1 gonna be going off against West Dance. I think we're caught up on winners? Question mark. I think we're gonna be catching up with some losers here very soon. I do see Goose in the bottom there. Speaking of Ewok.
Yeah, we might get Omega coming in. Omega 6 up against Goose. We'll have to see. But either way, yeah, this has been an amazing bracket so far. We've been following the winner's side, but there's something special about loser side matches. There's no more holding out on that mix-up because you don't want to get downloaded. You got to spend everything just to stay alive. And I feel like that switches something on in people's brains. How many times have you seen that top player who somehow gets miraculously upset in pools and then just tears through losers bracket? 2-0, 3-0, doesn't matter, all the way through to the finals. Like what we saw with a lot of players, I think in the Tekken side, Arslan Ash a few weeks ago at Combo Breaker, absolutely tore through that losers bracket.
Depends how you breathe through the game. And what I mean by that is, are you a losers player, or do you are someone that just love to kind of like win early and kind of relax and meditate on that, right? Some people just thrive off of the adrenaline of losers, and those players are scary.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, they can really take a toll. Your tournament stamina is very important. I think that's something that people will learn the more they do tournaments, especially big majors like that, when you have to be there all day on the floor. But yeah, we have Thicky McChicky versus Schneitz.
Okay, it's gonna be exciting.
Schneitz coming back up to the deck here. Like I said, Schneitz doing work here in the scene with Blanca. Definitely showing this character is still one you have to not sleep on, have to respect. Thicky McChicky. And know anything about them?
Oh, wait, did I lose you there real quick? What was that?
Yeah, do you know anything about Thicky McChicky?
Oh, my bad.
I'll tell you that.
Unfortunately, I don't know much about Thicky McChicky. I'm excited to see who they play, but I do want to circle back to the Blanca thing. It is interesting to see where this character's sitting in the meta. There's been a lot of discussion about how good they are. Of course, Meta RD being the Blanca enjoyer who looked so good with him last season. And the question is always on your mind, is he going to stick with the character? Is that Luke going to come out? Now Luke's been nerfed. Is there someone else? And I feel like what players like Mena decide to do can have a significant trickle-down effect into the perception of how people view this character.
I'm a betting man here. I'm talking about Evo, I'm talking about Vegas. Characters I think that top players are putting their stocks in are, I think Mena's already talking about more DJ. We already see Knuckle put some time in the DJ as well. DJ, despite getting pretty nerfed in Season 2, still just a viable pick. The toolkit is still just one that plays really nice with the game itself. Does still respectable damage even despite the nerfs on there. Amazing normals. But also, I gotta talk about the stocks just rise higher and higher for Rashid and Guile. Guile, the uncontested best zoner in the game, I do feel that. And Rashid, a character that was, I think, always good. You know, you can talk about level 2 all day, and level 2 is one of the best things in the game. But that character's toolkit just really flows. Okay, we got an answer here. Thicky McChicky also. Nice come up here on deck.
Yeah, some more Ryu gameplay. Talking about characters who have their stocks have been on the rise. Ryu, I think, is still a little hard to place, and we talked about some of the positives of him. But he also sometimes he lacks a little bit of that chaos cheese factor, you know what I mean? And that can hold you back a little bit when you're talking about a true top tier.
Yeah, you need some of that cheese from that robber. I definitely agree. And, you know, Ryu's always been kind of... Definitely, he has some sauce in this game, for sure, and he has the damage that kind of... Matter of fact, but there are some characters that just kind of creep you out, per se, right?
Yeah, he definitely slowly chips you away in the neutral. And then when he does get in, my man does damage now.
And we do have a knockdown going here. Let's see if we can make it up. Let's see if we use that damage to great effect. There is the wake up at level 1 here. Good call coming out from Schneis.
Schneis loves to do that wake up level 1. Keeps you on your toes, even in burnout. You have to respect him. Somehow doing a really good job of not yet getting punished very hard for that.
Now we're seeing McChicky go for the zoning. I think it's a good call there. Take a little page from Red in that last match here, forcing basically Schneis to start using that slide. If he can stand outside that range while zoning him out, then it's gonna be simple. Okay,
unfortunate.
The first check coming out there, and McChicky passed.
Yeah, I think it's really key that Chicky passed in that particular scenario, because that whole situation was off of the back of what looked like an accidental crouch heavy punch, likely trying to do a Hadouken. You get hit for it, you get sent into the corner, you get flustered, but Thicky instead was able to immediately mental reset, not get dissuaded, and find a way back into that round and actually take it.
Yeah, we're definitely having some good spacing too around this matchup here, but here comes Schneis. Pushing Thicky to the corner, but Thicky able to jump outside.
Okay.
And get another 3 of their own too, and it's a good... See how much drive gauge is left on Schneis' side. We're almost about to burnout. Maybe we can guarantee with the fireball?
Yep, goes for it. No burnout, but there we go, round 2. And now Schneis just waiting. The slow walk up gets stuffed out.
I love the burnout animation from Blanca. It's so goofy because he just walks up with both his arms down here. But now you get a hold of this. Yeah, drive impact coming in. And this is a guaranteed game. Oh, don't make me wrong. Don't make me wrong, Thicky. Close it out. Come on.
Blanca's such a tired boy. Can't even lift his arms up. Why you gotta do that to him, Ryu? I know you're traveling the world to punch things, but like, we can talk this one out.
Okay, well, Thicky gonna be going up there against... Oh, excuse me, gonna be forcing Schneis to go into a Schneis character. Being Bison here is the first display of Bison for our tournament today at Rainier Rushdown. Now, we've talked about Bison. Let's see. Now, we talked about damage. Bison definitely has that in droves, right? Can shovel your way in there. Like I said, this character forces interactions very easily. Gets that strike throw very easily back and forth. Rinse and repeat. And you only get so many chances to defend against it. Let's see how he can do.
I am excited. At the top of the hour, this is what I said I wanted to see. A little bit of M. Bison gameplay. Let's see how nice you actually are with it at the moment. Thicky doing a good job of taking advantage of that relatively weak defense that Bison can have.
Yeah, wake up game gonna be a little bit different, of course, from Bison. But so far they're holding it down. Really going tit for tat.
yeah, jump in on it, mix up that timing. Great defense from Thicky. It's not a perfect parry, but it is a parry to keep you from losing that drive game.
Yeah, you have to represent it too. Okay, but there it is. This is, I think this is going to be end. Yeah, ending the combo here into the level 1. Finds the mark. Thicky says, you know what? Doesn't matter what character you pick. I'm going to be ready for you.
Yeah, this is that test. Has Schneis actually been practicing this character, or is this a bit of a Hail Mary? And even if you have, it's only been a couple weeks.
Yeah, the neutral steps are so hard to deal with there. On Bison's side here, jumping in. I think Thicky tried to go for an air. Now you have to deal with this onslaught of oppression.
And that double knee press, remember now, is no longer a charge input in Street Fighter 6. For those who are unaware, it is a command normal, which means he always has access to it, and you have to be ready to respect that option no matter what.
That's one of the most biggest things too, the fact you can walk with a once charged normal and just keep throwing it out like that, and the spacing on that, even though it's -5, the spacing trap is immaculate.
That is a bit of a skilled spacing though. Like we just saw, there was not a heavy punish, but still a bit of a punish on it. Could have been more. If you don't space that right, you can get caught out, and that's an opportunity for Thicky to maybe mix you up with the footsies.
Yeah, you're really gonna have to lab the interaction, but right now you're taking the interaction on the Ice's side, and it's all thanks to putting the bomb in there. Dictate the pace.
Yeah, quite literally. Okay.
Okay, Thicky already has the idea of this matchup in hand. We were already seeing.
On the whip grab, that's so unfortunate. And now Schneis, yeah, able to just close it out nice and easy.
It's such a scary situation, right? You have that bomb on hand, you don't have much life to. You kind of have to play a guessing game. Like, when are they gonna come in with the old Psycho Crusher, right? Because if you block it, then you hold just an expensive block with +6, I imagine, with bomb on.
Yeah, maybe Schneis just had to warm it up a little bit. The Bison was looking a little iffy when it started, but by the end, a lot more comfortable, a lot more oppressive with those air timing mix-ups and some of the stuff you were talking about as well, with the way he's just forcing that ground pressure game. Really well done.
Yeah, we're looking so strong there on both sides. I think we got one more game.
Yeah, you got that mental reset.
And I like it. Take a little bit of break. Maybe check your notes a little bit here. You can.
I just noticed the name of the club, Blanca Kitty Cafe. That is a fantastic club name. Ooh, crazy Psycho Crusher there, trying to catch him out. Not able to punish, of course, but now you've got that Denshin charge, throw break, resetting the neutral. That is where Ryu typically wants to be, but it's a bit awkward in this matchup.
Okay, yeah, level 1 there. Of course, got the enhanced on there. Make sure we stay in the lead on this life. But let's see, yeah, the shimmy coming out from Schneis. Bison has great walk speed. That's something you have to really in Street Fighter, no matter which game you play.
A good defense against the bomb. The timing worked out very well for Thicky, but you're still in the corner, has that Denshin charge, and of course, classic Ryu main is able to find a way to jump out, but gets flipped. This should do it. Yes, it does. Schneis does not drop the combo.
Yeah, really put into the name there. Schneis looking Schneis is always taking the lead. Like, okay, Thicky, what you got? Get thick on him. Come on, whatever the saying is, what's your catchphrase? Come on.
And there we saw those safe knee presses you were talking about as well. And the bait goes for the stomp, gets Thicky to pull something out, punishes for it. However, somehow at the end of it, you're the one who got grabbed in the corner, but it is just back and forth with this corner pressure.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we keep him in there, of course. There, yeah, going for the target combo. Really compliments the rest of Bison's kid. Okay, but a reversal of fortune coming there from Fudge. Nice, fights their way out, and that is gonna be our level. Doubt about it. And I think that's all she wrote there, team.
Yeah, that should be it. I don't think we need Sage Jam for that one. It definitely looks like it will kill. And Schneis with the Bison counter pick, moving on winner's side.
Yeah, definitely worked out in the end there too. Yeah, you only get so many chances to fight against this character, and I gotta give some credit to Thicky. They probably needs just a few more, you know, matchup experience, but you know, I think we're all learning here. This character just came out.
Oh yeah.
You better get used to him, because I think he's going to be having a lot of representation, and maybe even will prove that too.
But with that, it looks like we are moving on to the loser's side. These are those exciting fight for your life matches that we were talking about. We got Dark Scion and Archie, it looks like, gonna be up next.
All right, Dark Scion coming out here once again with the jury. Archie with the DJ. Now, I talked about DJ is just like a character that it's a pretty safe pick in this meta to just kind of go for because you have the ability to not only play great footsies and get great return on it, but you also have a great anti-air being in the jackknife kick.
Yeah, this character's kind of messed up.
Fireballs, you can go for that too.
A very cool character, definitely a character who it has understandably taken time for people to figure out how to optimize, and will continue to have to figure out how to optimize.
Sure.
There's so many things he can do, and figuring out how to catch your opponent off guard consistently with those is pretty difficult.
And I think Archie has already shown that, like, okay, Season 2, we're doing a lot more crouching fierce because that was one of the few heavy nerfs that did not get the scaling nerf from this patch.
There's that DP you were talking about, that flash kick. Throw break, though, resets the neutral, but that's a pretty good spot for both of these characters. Both of them strong there, and beautiful OD flash kick to close it out.
Yeah, having a reliable option like that to make sure we can clip these drive rush attempts. Hey, but you know what? Think about charged fireballs is that they have charged fireball recovery. And Dark Scion able to jump over and get some momentum.
Yeah, that is one issue that DJ has. You can't play him like Guile. He's not designed that way. His recovery, his frame data in general on those charge moves is not quite as strong to compensate for his other strengths.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mix it up between the different strengths of fireballs, like, you know, a lot of characters do. But here we go, try to enforce their will. Dark Scion. No punish on the stock?
Ooh. Great catch with a DP. Drive rush in, the jury classic, and now we have the opportunity, because we have those stocks, to set up, be in your happy place, and you have the burnout as well to work with to force your game plan. Where it starts.
Yeah, there we go. I shimmy it all, take shim shim shiroo, and you're all out of here. Level 3, gonna be making sure that we even up the round count there.
That's the thing. It's an even round count, but that level 3 is gone, which gives Archie a huge advantage potentially in this last round if you can get the confirm. DJ still does mad damage.
Yeah, still definitely does respectable damage too. Both these characters have encoded drive too, so it's a matter of like, how can we check each other's advances? But right now, Dark Scion doing a good job of just psyching out. Well, I already call a trickster character, but Journey's tricky overall, and I think...
Oh, the drop! That's the opportunity,
yeah.
And again, there is a burnout, but it's going to be tough.
Okay, alright, yeah, just making sure... Yeah, don't commit, overcommit, right? I think that was a good call from Dark Scion.
This has been something we're seeing that the Archie is suffering the downsides of, to be sure here. This idea that more and more people are choosing the safe options rather than trying to cash out on big damage on Oki. The amount of shimmies that Dark Scion has used in this matchup already has completely changed the landscape.
Yeah, and looking like great so far. We'll have to go for a shimmy one more time because we're seeing such early text coming out from Archie, and eventually the passive gets to you. Dark Scion just looking unstoppable right now.
And they said take the throw, not 8 throws. That was a little bit tough for Archie, but you know what? The way that Dark Scion is able to maneuver around, every one of those throws was approached from a slightly different way.
Okay, level 2 on deck here from Dark Scion, and looks to have some of the optimization. Goes for a safe jump. Good on Archie to respect it, but you can only respect for so long before you get opened up. One more safe jump.
Ooh, trying to get tricky with it, but that's the thing. Dark Scion is one step ahead in that trickster game plan. Yeah, sit on.
Yeah, looking so difficult there for Archie to kind of get any momentum back in their favor, and it means Dark Scion to be moving on there to losers around 3. Yeah, I think it was a little bit late in the game to start bringing in this way. It was a good idea at the time, but I think if they started just rotating those options a little bit more, definitely would have worked out. It's hard though. I think Dark Scion was just really on point. Like, no fault to Archie at all. Just Dark Scion's experience is just showing through.
Yeah, Dark Scion did such a good job of not letting that game plan that DJ likes to force get started. That mix-up, tricky game plan requires a certain amount of respect from your opponent that has to be earned, and Dark Scion didn't let him earn it.
All right, well, let's see how much we can earn in this next match here. Triclops coming back on the deck with the Marisa.
Ooh, yeah, the Marisa versus the Ken. This is a relatively common matchup. It's a bit of a, I think definitely a Ken favored matchup, but it's a bit of a weird one for him because of the boxing game. Ken is not a character who's designed to zone with his fireball. His fireball is weaker on that front, but in this matchup, sometimes that makes sense.
You do have the luxury of Fireball Drive Rush, which is incredible to have, especially in a top-tier character like this. But Triclops saying, like, you know what? I'm not even going to give you the chance. I'm not going to give you a chance. No clutch immune kick. The spacing is looking so good from Triclops. Like, you know what? We're already going to the next round. I'm already feeling it.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, you felt it. You can just tell that wake up is not going to end well for you, because once you're in that Marisa happy place, it can be so hard to get out of the vortex.
All right, Bingo Dwarf, what you got here? Don't get bullied.
Yeah, hit him with a roundhouse. It's not something you see as too often from a Marisa, just spacing with that roundhouse. Ooh.
Yeah, all right. I respect it. I respect it. Swing it like you mean it.
Oh, drop there from Bingledorf. Triclops definitely going to take that to the bank and burned you out. We don't parry those. 1-2 back on the ground. Can you get out of the corner? 1-2. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, looking pretty difficult. I think you cover the best there, Lucini. This is a matchup where you always have to be representing parry. Well, not always, but at least a respectable amount, because you don't want to get into a burnout situation that Marisa can force you in pretty early on.
Ooh, there we go. The opening. Bingledorf has not been able to find that comfort in the neutral. And as soon as you finally get your chance to swing, somehow Triclops always knows what you're going to do. You're back in the corner again. We know how this ended the last 2 times.
Yeah, one step ahead, but a great jump in from Bingledorf. Let's see if they can get anything started.
Okay, we don't drop those this time. Looking a lot more comfortable. Bingledorf, nice and warm for this game number 2, but you don't have a lot of time left to convert.
We're looking for a whiff punish ideal here. I like it. Use the drive. See, if you ain't doing it, you better start.
There's that whiff punish you were talking about. Does find it. Blocks the Superman, but you gotta hold this follow-up anyway, and that is going to do it for this round. Bingledorf on the verge of elimination.
Yeah, did he even have to spend, like, any super ball at all, because thanks to the new target combo, you're able to get a lot more extension on that in Season 2.
Now Triclops is in. Parry opportunity for Bingledorf. You're going to get scaled a lot, but so much corner carry. We see that double dash forward as well as the run stance forward. Just everything to pressure Triclops back.
And now we're standing right outside of the standing heavy kick range, but a great jump in from Triclops, going to turn the whole... But for how long? I like it. Okay, the reset coming through.
You gotta watch that drive gauge. And the moment you do, where are you going? Straight to next week's tournament, because that is going to be it.
Yeah, Triclops, I think, like we said throughout the game, was pretty one step ahead of Bingledorf there. You know, we saw in the early game that they weren't, you know, representing parry to negate the drive gauge reduction. But then Triclops was like, all right, I think I'm gonna give you enough respect to know that you're probably gonna start going for that. So I'm gonna do these pressure into the command grab you saw right there.
Yeah, that command grab. These Marisas are so good at figuring out how to not over-represent that option. We were talking about this earlier, right? M. Bison versus Marisa. What are the pros and cons? And that is definitely a strength of the character. She's got that armor stance into command grab with the Scutum. And that is something that you don't see very often on a grappler style character, let alone one who is known for their two-touch boxing capability.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm really impressed with all of the play that I'm having here today at Rainier Rushdown. I mean, it's good to have a lot of staples come out, but see a lot of new faces. We've talked about it before. If you want to get your chance, we already have the signups going here on the start.gg. And yeah, if you also want to get to the Seattle scene, got the QR code on the stream. Definitely check it out here. And shout out to Biscuit. You guys got Rainier Rushdown, the Hotel TV. You guys are already in Vegas hanging out. Boys, good luck this weekend. Much love to Seattle scene. I hope you guys kick ass this weekend. I mean, I wish I was there with you, to be honest, but yeah, I can't wait to see how you guys do. I think everyone's gonna level up super hard.
Yeah, I can only assume Biscuit's gonna win the whole thing. I'll be watching Finals Day, the Street Fighter bracket. You'll be there, I have no doubt, on the big stage. Gonna win that $1 million, right? That's what Evo's giving people these days.
$1 billion, yes, that's what I'm getting about. And then also get Chipotle, right? Yeah, the Chipotle buck, which is honestly, no meme, probably the best sponsor we've ever had in the.
Yeah, real. It's great that we're starting to get to, we're not quite there yet. We're figuring it out, but that like sustainable esports true scene that has been slowly built up over the last 20 years of FGC events. We're finally feeling like these big sponsors are coming in. They're able to recognize just how much there is to be had in the FGC.
Of course, looking at the bracket while we wait for more matches to kind of show up here. Let's kind of break it down. We got our top 8 almost solidified. Of course, Metra and Schneis at the top there. West Dance, and we're waiting on the match between DR, who is a staple here in Rainier Rushdown, and Integra, who we've already seen the Ken prowess be on display today. And I think we're dipping down the losers here, making sure we get on that. But guys, thank you for hanging out here. Shout out to Latini. Going down my man's. Me and my boy commentate a lot of games together.
Yes, we do, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. I'll be seeing you this weekend, right?
That's right. Yeah. Might as well shout it out, right? Geek Fest this weekend. If you're not going to eat, like this poor schmuck right here, I'm pointing to myself, that is.
Yeah, me too.
That's poor schmucks. We'll be at Geek Fest this weekend, which is in Everett, Washington. It's a 3D event, and they're going to have a bunch of games in display. They're going to have Tekken, Street Fighter, and Smash tournaments. I believe a pop bonus is also in display, too, so definitely come out, get your bag. Come and hang out and enjoy the festivities, too. Be my first time attending Geek Fest. So it's going to be a good time. Definitely just come out and support, and, I think we'll have a little bit of a... if we have time.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Also, I'd love to meet some of y'all who maybe I haven't met before. There's so many people in this scene, like my man First Shaw. I have the absolute honor of hanging out with you all the time, but there's some other people out there that I've never met. People in this bracket tonight I haven't met that, come out to Geek Fest. I'll say hi to you. We'll probably be on the mic at some point. Have a great time.
We don't bite, promise.
Well, maybe a little bit. Hey, maybe play Blanca. You don't know.
Who are you playing now?
Who am I playing?
Yeah.
I'm still on, it's the Guile Akuma train.
A Guile Akuma train, okay.
So I'm either all the way on the other side of the stage, or I'm so close I can tell what shampoo to use. There's no in between.
Man, right?
It's the option select.
I do think it's a good idea to have two characters, too. You never know what characters you're going to run into in your bracket, so if you have the fortitude to run that, it's a double-edged sword sometimes. But I think there's more DLC coming on the rise. And speaking of which, here both already very, very soon. The two great characters coming into here.
Yeah, the 2 is crazy.
Blink you can miss it. We're already getting off to the races here. Integra and Omega going.
Oh, you were saying? Omega taking that first round, but it was a pretty close one. Integra definitely has the adaptation. We've seen this man do very well in the past. Speaking of doing well, Omega's been doing pretty well in those Oki scenarios, opting for the crouching heavy kick instead of the DP to get more damage.
Okay, but we are going to spend the level 3 here to make sure that we do get that nice health. We're spending the EX pretty early on here, and there he is, the DP. Yeah, thanks to the added herb box on the air fireball, more viable.
By the way, thank you to those who have already contributed to the match arena. That really does mean a lot for some of these players. For those who haven't, it was just posted by our lovely Tio Goris in the chat.
Yo, I like it. The extension into the side. Sorry to cut you off.
Man, that's so flashy. It's so flashy.
It's amazing how they've made this move cooler and cooler with each iteration.
Yeah, real. Like the amount of graphical fidelity enhancements that have gone into that move over the years. Just the love that has been given to it.
Yeah, the curtain's definitely been raised on it. No more a mystery here. And, you know, it's a mystery that Integra's going to look at P2. Make sure that we're not going to have Omega just run over them.
Starting to see a bit of a pattern here. Omega going for the, again, it's that crouching heavy kick to go for the Oki situation into the double dash grab. And I think Integra is starting to recognize that that is a favored option. This time the shimmy comes out, but Integra is ready for the adaptation.
We're definitely seeing Integra be a spender on the drive gauge here. We're waiting it out. Make sure we get some of that drive. We're going to keep spending it here. Make sure that we can potentially win out these fireball wars because, like I said, Akuma's fireball really strong. And Integra's anti-air game is also stronger.
Ooh, goes for the OD fireball. Get him off me. Give me that knockdown. An opportunity to reset neutral. You got to be careful. Definitely the drive advantage for Omega, and he spends all of it just enough with that, with 3.5 bars, I think, to get the double drive rush. Great awareness of the resources from Omega.
Yeah, fantastic call out there at the end here. And we're already going right back into it. Gonna start chucking these fireballs to make sure that we can control the rhythm, control the pace of this matchup.
Yeah, just pressure on him. Omega with a shimmy, good reset, and stuffs out the drive rush, but you thought you could overextend on that punish. No, Integra ready for it. Run stance in, reset, no level 2, no level 3, and this is why, because now you get to spend it. He's in the corner, he's super low health. It's just one more powerful mix-up to take this.
Yeah, looking really strong on Integra's side here, and spends the rest of the drive gauge. Quite fully believe it, unfortunately, and then we're gonna get a level CA. Yeah, we're on the ground.
That sound.
Buried.
The sound that they make on that move. And the Akuma gameplay. Maybe this character is kind of nice with it.
Who'd have thought? But guys, we were talking about it earlier. We want to get back to that though. Yeah, definitely check out the match, Reno. You know, throw a couple of pennies our way. You know, we definitely love the support, and all the players get the support as well. So definitely check out that. I'm gonna keep talking about it till I'm blue in the face all night. I know both of us are. It's just something that we're always lucky to have support-wise for brackets like these. I think you see it in a lot of brackets online. Yeah, never not think about clicking those free. There's free links, right? It's a few clicks. That's all it is.
Yeah, speaking of free links, if anybody's got that Twitch Prime.
Oh, true. Yeah, support the Rainier Rushdown channel.
Yeah, check us out here. And then, of course, there's the YouTube channel, the same name, Rainier Rushdown on YouTube. If you missed some of the VODs from the past, you want to catch up on or recheck some of the stuff we do tonight, it'll all be on there. You can see what's going on. You can follow the whole story. Highly recommend. Just give a subscribe there, give a Twitch Prime here, maybe even a regular sub here if you'd like to support the channel. Every little bit counts.
Okay, I think, though, we are going to be going into a 5-minute break before the rest of our Rainier Rushdown tour. We're coming down into the top 8 here, so don't go anywhere.
Drive me crazy, but I won't let
Alright, welcome back everybody to a Rainier Rushdown. Kept you waiting, huh? Well, wait no longer. We have the top 8 here very soon. Once again, I'm for Shaw. Go Scotland T next to me. It's been a blast tonight. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Dude, it has been fantastic already, and we haven't even started this top 8 yet. I see Z Metra and Schneis already in the lobby. They're ready to go, and I see Schneis back on that M Bison, which you know's got me excited.
Yeah, definitely excited to see more Bison action, of course, and we're definitely gonna be seeing that. I think I'm a bet man, but like you said, we do have our next match go up here between Metra and Schneis. Let's see what's gonna go on the first interaction. We're out pretty fast right now. Both these characters hit like bullets, and I think Schneis really, banking on more of the Bison right now. Maybe gave up on with the Blanca.
Yeah, I mean, either way, look, we got that charge moves. It's basically the same thing, right? You hold down back and then you make them guess. But we're thinking about, like, the old guard versus the new of the heavy hitters here. And honestly, I can't tell you which is which.
Right now, the old guard pulling through here. Metra going to be taking that first round with the classic.
Yeah, Metra showing us that Marisa still got some sauce. Looking real solid in this tournament so far and gets that opening interaction. There's your one, and you're in the corner. Safe jump as well, forcing the respect, but things you gotta respect. Speaking of, that double knee press into the super.
Yeah, the Street Fighter 4 classic coming out here on Schneis's end here, and looking pretty good. Devil's Reverse from downtown. You can just see how easy it is for this character to just get in on you. Metra going to be spending the rest of their drive game.
You're burned out, but as long as you're on offense, it doesn't matter, right? And that's what Z Metra needs to keep going. Finds a way in, ready for the low.
Yeah, it was Vise there. I like the, I think I understand there, but I don't think the risk reward was definitely in their hands. So Metra going to be taking that first game nicely themselves.
Looking solid, but hey, that's just game number 1. We got a little more to go, and we do see Schneis making the character switch.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we're bringing back Alba Blanca here. I think it's any indication that Metra was just really ready for that Bison, but are they ready for Schneis's most practiced character?
Yeah, reliable, right?
Of course, we are getting the start here of our top 8 here, so I believe we are best of 5, if I'm not mistaken. We do best of 5 here, right, guys? Remind me.
I think we're still in best of 3 territory. I could be wrong.
Until
might be until top 4.
Okay.
Ooh, great cross up. Yeah, that jump over the Blanca ball. We've seen a few people dealing with that very well tonight. You can see just how much it can do for you, but Schneis finds a way out of the corner.
Yeah, I think the utility that Blanca has too can definitely bully Marisa, which is not really an easy thing. So both these characters be swinging right back and forth here, and all right, Schneis finds a way to put Metra into burnout, but can he close it out? What a swing!
Into the level 2
medium punch.
Yeah, checkmate. Like, there's nothing you can do in that case except read the whole dictionary and hope to get lucky. But hey, that's just 1 round, and I did just get confirmation from production. It is top 4 best of 5, which means you don't got a whole lot to work with here if you're Schneis. So that round feels good.
And I think Marisa definitely thrives in the formal, right, at a first to 2 format. She can definitely just kind of like, let's go gambling. Oh, dang it. And dang
yeah,
it,
sometimes it feels like that.
Schneis's side.
And even when she does miss, it's still for some reason her turn. She's got a lot of quarters for the slot machine.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of allowance. Speaking of allowance, Schneis spending some of that cash already to make sure that we get some advantage.
That timing was crazy on the OD Blanca ball. Armor out. Yeah, that's the Marisa classic. I may not have a true invincible reversal, but what I do have is corner carry.
Yeah, and definitely the belief in that as well too. Did get a little bit nerfed post level 3, but still very strong here. Strong enough to put Schneis in burnout, but here comes. This is a great way to make a comeback.
We do have a lot of drive gauge. Finds the jump out of that grab. That was a bit of a risk because if you go for that grab with the right timing and they're ready for it, he can just get Blanca balled out of the air.
Face puncher on their side and didn't respect the Oki afterward. Yeah, I think in this season you're really gonna post Oki command grab, and Metra taking full advantage of that, looking real, looking good enough to move on to the bracket and take out Schneis. No easy feat.
Yeah, definitely not easy. Schneis playing very well, and with two different characters there. We saw the Bison come out. Didn't work out too well, but you know what? Neither did the Blanca. Maybe it wasn't a character thing. Maybe it was a Metra thing. That's going to put Metra. That's Metra the first person in winners finals. But we still got one more set, and that's Jimmy DR and West Dance.
Yeah, Jimmy DR going to be coming out here, I guess, against West Dance. Now we got more of a reason. Actually, Marisa making a big statement out here, too. Let's see, potential. They're in a top line where we might get a finals, but, you know, a Marisa mirror. But that would be something.
The battle of the big bodies. It always feels like there's something like that. Every week there's some sort of silly thing where some character is thriving, and I feel like that really speaks to the balance of the game. The fact that that is so consistently the case at this pretty high level of play. It's not, you know, Shoto Simulator like we already all talk about, Shoto Fighter 6. Instead, we've got the Marisas, we've got the other, whether it's the grapplers or the zoners, they're all out here.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it earlier, right? Yeah, the first of two format up until you get to top 4, it makes some of these characters thrive a little bit better than others too. So definitely gonna change the wins in terms of which character you're playing and what format. And you know, the meta's still evolving, so we'll see how that kind of goes if we're changing up tournament rulings for how many games. You know, people are kind of calling for that. So we'll see how it pans out. But guys, we talked about it earlier while we're waiting for our next match. Definitely check out the match, Reno. Just a couple of clicks. It's free money, so why don't you give it up? Give it up.
Yeah, thank you for those who have already contributed. We've got a little bit of money in the prize pool right now. It'd be pretty great if we could see some more, make it a little bit more worth people's time. It's not just about the grind on the get good side of things. Sometimes it's about the grind for that paper, and having something to work towards can make it a little bit easier for people to come out.
All right, but we are going to be getting the mirror between Jimmy DR and West Dance. You love to see it, right? We already have the near right Marisa's time. You know, I don't know, the wind's changing somehow. I'm not sure what's in the air, but
yeah, this is going to be hype.
Yeah, that's guaranteed to be a slobber knocker no matter what.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter how this goes. If it's last hit, if it's completely one-sided, these two are going to be swinging. Already going for that OD armor. Speaking of OD, round 2, round 3, back and forth with the whiff punishes.
Hey, yeah, we got West Dance doing a good job keeping Jimmy DR in the corner. Trying to go for a reset option. Jimmy DR gets the back throw here. Let's see if they're able to make up the situation. Ooh, very risky anti-air drive impact. Didn't get
the armor. Burnout, though, on Jimmy's side. This is not looking good.
Yeah, not looking good indeed. I wonder if Jimmy's got a little bit of nerves coming into this too. Sometimes, you know, you're facing yourselves, right? In a mirror match, it's a different kind of ball game because how much do you know your character over the other person?
West Dance getting clapped up a little bit. Throws out that armor a little bit preemptive. We're seeing quite a bit of that preemptiveness that Jimmy is taking advantage of.
Yeah, finding that sweet distance away to get the whiff punishes too. And sometimes, like, even if you might know your character, right, there's some volatile comes to these mirror matches.
Yeah, this is that real mental test, right? Can you deal with your own character's shenanigans?
So far, they're doing it pretty good here, even up on the round count. And yeah, we're already forcing up the mix-up off the drive rush into the Scudam.
We're gonna be hearing a lot more of that. Where are you going? Only one of them can go forward here on winner's side. Is it gonna be West Dance? Is it gonna be Jimmy? Very excited to see which Marisa does it better, which moves on to winner's finals, and which one of these guys goes on to tear up the loser's bracket.
It will Jimmy DR turn it up right now in the damage category. Got a drop though, but we get the American reset and the whiff punish, the full whiff punish, all the way into the level 3 on the Gladius. It's that sweet spacing that Jimmy DR just knows.
So comfortable.
Yeah, that comfortable is definitely the word I would use.
We've seen the same thing several rounds in a row now with that spacing. taking advantage of the preemptiveness, maybe even the tournament nerves. So what I want to see from West Dance is, you know, slow things down, be patient with it, get Jimmy to pull the trigger in those uncomfortable scenarios.
Yeah, if Jimmy's willing to look out for these whip punishes, right? You know, it means you can start taking some space forward, right? Every little string is a win in your book, right?
Oh, unfortunate cross up there, maybe a little bit too slow. And now we're just holding the parry button for Dealer Life. Mashing out both of these guys. They have got one thing on their mind right now.
Yeah, swinging for the fences right now. There it is. Level 1 on the drive. He's a level 1.
1, 2, skip a few. 99 Das Boot.
Yeah, looking really strong there on both sides here, but Jimmy DR just saying, you know what, we can make a repeat. A little bit of deja vu action from the first round, right? Let's make it even.
Yeah, you remember this combo, right? Let's get a little reset in here. Jab him back into the corner, trying to get that started. Doesn't get the hit confirmed, though. Maybe not confident, and that's an opportunity. But again, the super comes out. Jimmy just knows, and the jump as well. So ready.
Jimmy absolutely just knows, right? Able to call out these wake-up options. It's going to be very fruitful for them going into the rest of this round.
When in doubt, armor out. West Dance trying to take advantage of this positioning that he's gotten himself into.
And now we're at the distance where you have to look out not only for Gladius, but also these Superman punches and the step kick too. And it looks like Jimmy DR is ready for one of the cross-up.
Marisa Classic. Swap sides with the opponent. The Oni scoot him there, and the confirm into the level 3. I think we got double burnout on deck here. Slight advantage, of course, to West Dance, as it's going to be more return. And of course, you've got that corner pressure to start your offense.
West Dance looking really strong right there. Right out. Good recognition. That's really knowing your character. There is kind of like the hit stop, right? You have to wait for on the startup of that move. And I gotta give it to West Dance too. Really figured out to how to abuse that. Start using a lot of these charged up fierces and roundhouses to get the plus frames.
Yeah, Jimmy's been throwing out those level 1s a lot, and this time West Dance was ready for it. It's that defensive option select that you see at high level play. It's not just a read on that level 1, it's a read on some other options as well. That meaty throw. So you're kind of collapsing the rock, paper, scissors to be as in your advantage as possible.
I like to think when it comes into a Marisa mirror, as we're seeing, it's like rock and bigger rock.
Yeah. You ever play rock, paper, scissors, gun as a kid?
No, I guess it's definitely the gun, right?
Oh my goodness.
Jimmy DR looking prime and loaded right now. I saw the intermissions coming out, trying to Gladius for Gladius.
They both wanted it so badly. I swear, like, Marisa's used that move a lot, but something about the mirror, it comes out so much more.
It's definitely a primal instinct that this character has, right? Hey, I like it. Yeah, West Dance doing a good job of just keeping great positioning. Oh, but no punish there on the drive reversal. I think it's the burnout is kind of saving there in that situation. Okay, back throw.
Burnout. Jimmy needs to keep this offense going because being burned out against a fellow Marisa usually ends like that as West Dance brings it to final round.
And I just want to touch base on that interaction. We saw Jimmy DR trying to wind up for another whiff punish, but this time West Dance did take space, so the adaptation is there.
Ooh, the kick. We're back to shades of game number 1, punishing that nervousness. Jimmy, on that last hit scenario here, goes for a hard read, doesn't find it. Speaking of hard reads, with the perfect KO.
Yeah, you definitely called it right there. Just on point. Jimmy DR holds it out in style.
So much chip damage on that level 3. Nothing you can do about it once you get to that point. Great ender there. Jimmy moving on winner's side to winner's finals.
Yeah, we definitely saw why they were just holding on to that meter just for an opportunity like that, and I think that was kind of telling throughout the whole match, just to like cash out not only on the super gauge, but also on like I think just they were kind of holding on to that one situation where just like, all right, I'm making this read right here, right now, and that's why they earned a spot here going into winners finals against Metra.
Yeah, the commitment.
More
And
Marisa gameplay. Marisa's out here.
yeah, the real is this. It's the day of Marisa. Everybody in the Marisa server heard all the talk about M. Bison. I even mentioned it earlier in the stream. They're like, nah, this character is here to say, we'll give you a little taste of the M. Bison, send him down to loser's bracket. Winner's side, it's all Marisa all the time.
I think it's also like, yo, word, everybody's going to Evo? It's our time.
Time to clap him up.
Like, we of course have Dylan R as one of our also really respected Marisa players too. Going to be doing big this weekend along with so many other our players too. So Marisa stocks, you know, still represented. I know that Dylan R is also playing some other characters, so we'll see how it kind of goes. I think you just can't quit this character. She's hard to put down.
But we're not there yet. I believe first we have Dark Scion versus Royal coming up.
Of course, yeah, two players you've already seen come up to bat here. Well, let's see if they got different strategies going into this matchup.
Yeah, let's see if maybe there's a surprise Marisa that comes out in game number 2. Maybe one of them will get inspired.
Okay, well, there we go. Dark Scion trying to find a way to make up the damage here. I'll step up here, spends a little damage, but of course, that EX outlaw ever present.
Ooh, great cross cut there. Able to prevent that from getting out of hand, even with a burned out Blanca. This could end very badly for you if you're not careful. Get that level 2 online, and there you go.
You know, honestly, that kind of was a simple bait, right? Just kind of throw out the doll and just like, all right, dude.
Yeah, do something.
It may look cute. Be fierce. Speaking of fierce, level 2 coming out here to make sure we can potentially close out another round. The big lead, but Dark Scion good on like just laying out the clock, which is what you gotta do.
Yeah, got through that entire level 2 basically unscathed there.
Yeah.
And not only that, managed to retain the stage positioning here. Has a bit of an advantage, forcing Royal to fight out of the corner.
And a perfect parry coming out here and landed on the fireball. What recognition coming out from Dark Scion. That was some of the fanciest stuff I've seen.
Beautiful punish. Speaking of which, that back heavy kick going to anti-air very well for Royal. Get you in a good spot, but somehow Dark Scion keeps finding a way out of these pressure scenarios. Bend that level 3. Get yourself to that final round.
We're definitely seeing Dark Scion have a game plan in mind of how to deal with all the toolkits from all sorts of ranges and the overhead too. Just kind of cash in on that mental stack right there.
I thought that was going to be curtains, and in the end it was. But made us work for it a little bit. There was an opportunity for Royal. The Scion not getting dissuaded with that overhead mix-up. The classic when you're on a tick of hell. Throw that overhead.
And this time, though, Dark Scion waking up, waiting for the wake-up option, but you know what? We
hit him with the OD up ball. It's the Blanca classic, just OD up ball.
And we got the soldier marching through, but still, it's not deadly enough too. Dark Scion is just not phased. He does not care about this stuff. Does not care about the Blanca tan.
Double shimmy there. That walk speed, so terrifying.
It feels like it was all bark and no bite, right? We showed our hand with a lot of resources, but there was nothing really deadly and no mix-up to come from it.
And that Fuha stock, doubling down 2 Fuha stocks already 7 seconds into the round. Gonna make it a lot harder for Royal in the neutral because now you have those explosive options or even just that fireball. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta throw out that command grab.
Yeah, you gotta throw out the classic. I mean, it's been working for you a lot throughout this bracket, but also, you know, Jory got a couple of tricks up her sleeve here. Nice neutral jump over there.
Grab. So many people committing to those jumps today, not afraid of the up balls or getting DP'd or any of that stuff. Just jumping, getting those heavy landings, and converting into a round. Great stuff there from Scion.
Yeah, I think Dark Scion's doing a good job of just testing Royal at the up-close positioning. But you're not ready to anti-air me. But Royal is definitely ready to intercept some drive rushes. This is what I've been waiting for, right? Put the fear of God into Dark Scion. But you know what? I don't believe, I'm thinking of Dark Scion. Like, I'm an atheist. I gotta wake up options.
Oh, got a little DBZ trade in the air there. Resetting. Royal trying to lame out this burnout. Very hard for Dark Scion with this reduced health, and that is why to get in, even against the burned out Blanca.
Okay, wow, very early gambit coming out from Royal, but Dark Scion not going to be tricked.
All right, the classic, get him into the corner here, and immediately burning that level 2. See if we can get some serious damage off of this install. It's looking pretty bad right now for my man.
Yeah, looking really strong. Strong enough to get a perfect, too.
Okay, I see how it is.
It was hard, I think, for Royal to enforce any semblance of just like will or any, like, we saw at the very end, level 2 did a lot more damage, I think, on their side, but even then, it gave credence to, like, Dark Side. I haven't been able to be put in a situation. Let's see how the wake up, you know, EX Pinwheel does what, and it did work. So I think if early on, if Royal had instilled a little bit more extra fear with the level 2 and the Blanca-chan, maybe the mix-up game would have been better later on.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing to know how much early in the match do I want to try to set up those baits, that conditioning, and how much do I want to play solid and, you know, pull those things out later when I really need them. That's that difference between high-level play and top-level play. You were talking earlier about the idea of any game where the answer is, well, it depends, you know, is a deep game. And that's one of those situations where it does depend. There's not necessarily a right answer in a given scenario.
All right, there's a ton of ways you can kind of slice it, but we're going to see how we slice it through more of this top 8 here at Rainier Rushdown. Once again, got the dynamic duo of First Shot and Lentini on the comms. Thank you guys for holding it down. But definitely hold it down in that Matcherino business, right? Definitely check out some of that. Give some love to that. So give a love to the QR code. Definitely check out the Discord if you want to check out some more P&W Seattle Street Fighter action. Of course, more events. Tell us about it, Lentini.
Yeah, we got so much coming up. Not just like regionals or things happening, but on a weekly basis. For those who aren't aware, we've got things like the Salon bracket. That is like the go-to, the gold standard. Every Friday, that free entry bracket, tons of casuals, top 3 get a payout, even though it's free, in the heart of Seattle. Highly recommend. On Tuesdays, if you're feeling a little bit of that third strike or a little bit of Street Fighter 6, they got that too. Head on out to Beaverton, Oregon if you're in the area. Tuesday night third strike, fantastic event. Also on Sundays, speaking of other events in other areas in the Bellingham area, check out One Up Lounge. They got some great stuff, again, on a weekly basis every Sunday. They also have some third strike as well as some rotating games if you want to check out those weird side things.
Yeah, we definitely have a map and a good selection of events to go to here. And of course, we always appreciate you guys holding it down, you know, chilling out at home, watching some of this Rainier Rushdown action for Street Fighter 6. Definitely to have more in the future. Like I said, it is bi-weekly, and we have a lot of familiar faces, but maybe you can be some of the new faces.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's a low stakes, really chill environment, right? It's all ladder. You can sign up late into the day because it happens after work, so there's no need to like kind of climber to get in.
Yeah, having it be at, you know, like 7 p.m. as opposed to some people, they try to run their after work brackets at like 5:15, 5:30, and there's just no way you're consistently making it home. So having that extra time makes things a lot easier. And by the way, speaking of online brackets, we talked about a lot of offline stuff, but check out Shadowloo Tuesdays. As the name suggests, on Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m., another later one in the Seattle Street Fighter server. Again, check that Discord link. If you're interested, you can't do Wednesdays, or maybe you can do both and you'd like to try it out. Check them out as well as us. They do that, once again, every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, so there's always options available to you to get some of that practice, right? Whether it would be online or... But let's kind of break it down here through the bracket, right? We like have left, and what's our character picks that we still have left as well. So not only do we have like Metra and Jimmy Diago be going off here in winners finals, you know, Marisa, we already talked about it, but looking down here, Dark Scion looking good with that jury. Now Ouija Plus and Omega 6 gonna be going up first before who was going off against Schneis, right? Schneis been having that co-main kind of existence here in bracket. I would love to see more Akuma, of course. As popular as his character has been, there's only been so much picks. We saw that like Punk pick Akuma at the end of CEO, where it definitely made sense, right? Definitely had to earn it with Cammy first throughout the whole bracket. It's like, all right, I got some games to play with. You're bring out the Akuma, really change it up on you. But a whole bracket life on Akuma, that's a different story.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, you mentioned the popularity of Akuma. One thing that's hard with a character like this is he's brand new. So unless the character's just comically broken, which of course Akuma is not, we think he's pretty strong. Hard to say exactly where, but it takes time to get to a tournament level with him. Speaking of which, it looks like we might be about to see him up against Ouija. Got the Rashid coming out.
Okay, yeah, I talked about it earlier too. We mentioned that the stocks are going to keep any indication of like, and Gakun be repping this character pretty hard ever since, of course, Street Fighter 5. So this character, ever still present, you know, just has great fireballs, a great drive rush, and that level 2, one of the best like X Factor comebacks in the game.
And of course, that corner pressure, which we may be about to see. He has so many mix-ups that he literally says the word mix-up in your face in the corner.
I'll let you know, for sure.
You just gotta hold that.
Yeah, so many ways to pressure you, like, indeed, and I think that's gonna be so crucial. Right now, not making any sudden movements. We have such a great lead here. Okay, EX Fireball. Let's see if Omega can make out the comeback. We do have the damage to do it.
Yeah, that's the Akuma life. Okay, he does get jabbed out, but, you know, starting that pressure up, sometimes it's not about winning that first round. It's about getting comfortable, and I feel like Omega started to figure it out by the end. Get that double dash forward. No! Mixed me up, even. Goes for the command grab.
Yeah, an early command grab like that can definitely make you think twice, probably later in the round. Ouija doing on the offense and defense side here. Level 1 ain't gonna do it.
Risky. That level 1, as we can see, extremely punishable. Goes for the reset there with the jump. You have to respect it because he has those double air follow-ups. And sometimes you kind of just get poked once, and this character converts so hard in the corner.
Yeah. Ouija said, you know what, it's on business here. I'm trying to make it onto the next round. Let's see if what the adaptation here comes from Omega. They have the right idea, and speaking of which, good answer here at the start.
Ooh, the crouch medium kick starter. Yeah, that's the thing with this character. It's very much like Ken. You get that crouch medium kick starter, and they are all the way to the corner. Look at that. He's already stuck in here after being all the way on the other side of the screen, but the dash back past the throw. Turn things around.
That's really crucial to get some stage positioning here. Somehow we're keeping it right underneath the clock. That good spacing looking good.
Wow, charge on that fireball.
Coming out for Omega.
Oh no!
That's pretty sad.
That is tough. You have so much time to cover that, but Ouija knew it's kind of tricky to do. It doesn't matter how much time you have, and able to turn that around. That's a tough break for Omega.
Okay, Blanky, you missed it. Here comes the level 2 here. We're wasting no time. Like I said, we're in a screen, and you have to hold the enhanced eagle spikes and the empty jump coming up as well from Ouija.
There it is. My man, he says the word mix-up, and you just fold and you get grabbed straight through the parry. Drive reversal, gonna keep him alive, and now that air fireball out of the corner. Trying to get something started. Great dive kick, but he gets parried anyway, and now it's back on Ouija's side.
Wow, the cross up into below. I haven't seen too much of that, Ouija.
Ooh, nice little fake. I love that.
Yeah, perfect parry. The great equalizer you can see on both sides.
Ooh.
Okay, how are we making this damage though? Got level 3.
Just goes for the classic. Okay, we got a little bit of spice in there. I like it. My man knows his optimized combos, knows his frame kills as well. But that OD out of the corner into the level 2, this is tough with the amount of drive gauge that Omega has. And yeah, you guess wrong once and that's it.
Yeah, level 2 able to force a mix-up like that. We saw that, like, Ouija just ran up to him, was all right. I know you're an early techer. I know you're an early tech, and he early techs right into the cyclone.
Yeah, great awareness there.
Just gonna,
Ouija.
Rashid gonna clear his hands, and Ouija gonna move on through that bracket. You know what? And that's the end of the Akuma life here at Rainier Rushdown.
You live by it, you die by it, and in this case, Omega, unfortunately, going to be kicked out of the bracket because this is loser's side. Ouija moving forward with some fantastic Rashid gameplay. Going to be up against Schneis. And on the other side of things, I see Dark Scion still sitting pretty on loser's quarters.
I think that's just kind of a testament, right? Like, not only do these interactions kind of happen fast, too, but these games happen fast when you're living that Akuma life. Well, one way or another, gonna find you.
You gotta sacrifice yourself to the Sasui no Hado.
That's right. But let's see who's gonna have to sacrifice their bracket life here, because only so many can make it out here. Only be one at the end of the day for Rainier Rushdown. And of course, Ouija going up against Schneis here very soon. But I think we're doing the winners finals next. If I'm not mistaken.
I think we're trying to run everything on stream tonight, which is pretty hype. You usually don't get that kind of opportunity, but hey, maybe a slightly smaller bracket. We're a little ahead of schedule. Our TO's doing some masterful work in the background, which means we get to see more Street Fighter. I'm certainly not complaining, and I'm sure the Marisa enjoyers in the bracket are not complaining either. Chat, how y'all doing? Y'all having a good time? Y'all like Marisa out here? I certainly hope so.
Bringing out the rain bliss there in the chat there. That's a new emote. I haven't seen that emote. I love that. And I always love to see the homies get a lot of love there in the emote department.
Yeah, go hit that Twitch Prime on Rainier Rushdown if you want to use that yourself.
That's true. That's true. Good call out there. And of course, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Match Freno. It's definitely there in the chat room, guys. Definitely give some love to that. It's free real estate. Come on.
It is. Ooh, I see the I Am Robot tag coming in. My man Dark Scion. Does that mean we're gonna get losers quarters next, or are we just getting a little ahead of ourselves? It's always hard to tell because these players are so excited to play. Like, put me in, coach. Look, I'm ready to go.
Okay, yeah, we are getting West Dance and Dark Scion here in all losers quarters finals. Now, Marisa and Jury, we've kind of see what kind of the late bracket strategy is going into this.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. I don't feel like there's like a hard winner either way. You can sort of look at it from different perspectives, and it really comes down to, right, like, can you get your hits?
True. I do think Jury kind of wins out a little bit in the neutral department. Marisa's anti-airs are a little bit shallow, I think, in terms of like, dealing with her dive kick. It's kind of a move that really negates the air options too, and we've already seen that Dark Side is willing to pull the trigger in the corner on going with jump medium punch, which is going to be so good about denying like these pseudo mix-ups.
It also may be difficult for West Dance to stop those Fuha stocks from coming out, right? Because Jury's so fast, Marisa not so much. Part of her whole game plan and the weakness that she revolves around is struggling to get in, and once you do, you blow them up. But like I said, if you can get your hits, all of that goes away because Marisa hits like a truck.
Well, let's see if that truck is a revving here as we get on to the next match. Dance Canada representation here against Dark Scion. Let's get to it.
We're definitely excited to see where this goes. Is this all theory crafting we've been talking about? Are we going to get to actually see it? Or is one of these players just going to go, nah, I'd win?
We'll see who's writing the book on the matchup here right now. We got Dark Scion in the corner getting a punish, kind of start off the action. Woo! Yeah, you talk about getting the hits. I think we'll get some more hits here, Latini, because I don't want ain't gonna do anything.
Oh yeah, we get those hits. That is for sure. But is that going to continue to be the name of the game here? Can West Dance find that delicate balance of offense and defense against Jury, who's going to be walking away from you sometimes, playing that shimmy game, getting those Fuha stocks, trying to make you impatient?
I know we talked about doing with the Fuha, but you know, in order to get the stocks, you gotta get the charge going first. Maybe like West Dance can like get a call out with a Gladius. Easier said than done.
Yeah, I'm noticing that Scion is not opting too heavily for those Fuhas. I think because of those Superman punches, all these options that West Dance can threaten at mid-range. And the downside when you're going for those, of course, is you've got to back away, and that loses you stage, which is exactly what Marisa wants.
Yeah, the position can be really difficult, but now We have you in burnout too. And you know what? We think we're going for the drive. Start bringing out the other option. But Darkseid able to find and jump in. Slum it too. This is interesting.
Oh, wait, hold on.
One more situation, and there it is. They go hard enough, and Darkseid banked on the level 2. Wow.
The hero super. You get in once and was able to get the drive gauge back just in time, make it a little bit easier. Having the ability just to hold that block button makes it harder for West Dance to guess on Oki. And now, this is just the Dark Scion show.
It definitely is their anti-air Gladius coming out here. We're going to make sure we get the positioning on.
Okay, we turn it around. We're back in this. West Dance finding the opening. Superman punch in the corner.
It really seems like no matter how many plus frames you instill on Darkseid is able to find their mark. Once again, find the level 2 too. We see what happened last time, but Scootum coming through, breaking through the mold.
That should be it. Yup.
All right, man. The scramble between both these players.
Scrambling is the word for it. Dark Scion looked like those level 2s were bringing it back, but West Dance adapted very well, was a little bit better on the defense in that round number 3 against the level 2, and that's all it takes. You get your opening, and you convert, and West Dance absolutely converted.
Okay, Darkseid sticking on to West Dance to not gonna let them go, making sure they're gonna have to deal with the speed and deal with this fireball, but West Dance really running parry it.
The cross-up does not get punished. Flashback also not getting punished. Maybe a little bit hesitant from both of these players. They know how much is on the line if they whiff. Finally, West Dance gets in, but speaking of whiffs, drops the combo, and there's that conversion. That's why they're being so patient, because one mistake turns the whole round around.
Yeah, definitely well said, too. Yeah, it really seemed like West Dance had it in their hands here. Let's see if they can get the ball back in their favor as West Dance takes it in.
Right, we're still in this raw DI and the drive rush conversion as well. I wasn't sure if he was going to get there, but managed to get the pressure in the corner started.
And Darkseid trying to represent something to get out of this corner, but West Dance, the control from them is looking so immaculate.
Yeah, we're back wide awake right now. West Dance is here to play. Not happy about those level 2s. Speaking of, how about a level 3? Not going to close it out, of course, but gives an advantage in the percents, but the meter firmly in West Dance's hand right now.
Yeah, drive gauge was definitely the thing that Darkseid wanted, and they're going to try to use it, but was not ready to negate the drive impact. I was surprised, too. They had a lot of hit stops to kind of work with.
Speaking of things to work with, got 6 bars on the top for West Dance and the corner. A slight health disadvantage, but in one hit, it evaporates. Wake up option level 1, the only thing to break out and finds the KO.
Wow, Darkseid living on a prayer right there. Like you said, it was really the only option they had to seem like the West Dance show.
Okay, we gotta reset now. West Dance with the command grabs. That's the mix-up. Surely he won't do it 2 times in a row. How about 3? But again, the DP out of the corner from Scion.
Yeah, I'm liking staying right side of the range, that crouching medium kick, also getting these anti-airs too. It's going to add up to a great Dance. So strong despite having that last round kind of slip out of their hands.
Okay, reset that neutral. West Dance has been looking a lot more confident there, but those crouching medium kicks have been so strong from Scion.
Okay, a lot more dash ups too. West Dance not respecting it, but we bring out the great equalizer with the Gladius too, and West Dance constantly going for this position. Do you agree with
Ooh, that crouching medium kick, and there it is. The openings. Scion keeps finding them, staying alive.
Yeah, really restricting the movement for West Dance to kind of move forward. And when you think you want to bowl your way in, Darkseid's ready for the whiff punch.
We've been in this situation before in the last game. That meter advantage on West Dance's side, but has to make up the damage. Armor's out again. It's a complete recreation of what we saw before. This time the parries keeping Sion in neutral.
It seemed like we wanted kind of an encore sequence. Let's see if we're gonna get it. Darkside on point with the anti-airs too.
I'll tell you one thing, Sion definitely does not want to repeat. This is for tournament point right now. If West Dance can find a way through, and there it is, the level 3 to close it out.
Yeah, hands were on my head there earlier.
Oh wait, no, the scaling. I was so sure that was gonna kill, but it was scaled like crazy.
You know what? You try to send him a prayer the first time, it worked. Pray harder because West Dance is your only god here.
Man, it's so easy when you're in West Dance's situation there. Maybe was a little more aware that it was scaled than I was. But at the end of the day, regardless, did not choke it out, took advantage of the stage positioning, the health advantage, to find a way to close that out, regardless of maybe the awkwardness of that level 3 not quite killing.
And that's kind of the point you're going to expect to when you get deeper into this bracket. You expect a lot more scrambles, and it really going to show who has the better fortitude, not just in your execution, but also mentally. You can see how in tight situations, the last hit scenarios, that's how the level 1 come out.
I see Ouija hopping into a battle slot, which means I think we're going to get Ouija versus Schneis, which begs the question, what character will Schneis pull out? Currently on the Blanca on the pre-select, but hasn't hopped into the queue just yet, so we'll have to see.
And we'll see what the decision is here. It's going to be kind of tricky, right? We haven't seen, because Bison is so new in the way they play in this game, haven't seen too much of this matchup with Bison and Rashid, but, you know, Bison is kind of this amalgamation of, like, Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 Bison. You have the mechanic of having the bomb from the V-trigger from Street Fighter 5, but you have the speed, old athletic Bison coming through from Street Fighter 4 with a little extra spice, of course, with that drive rush, man. When I saw that being pulled up on the trailer, I was just like, there's just no way.
Yeah, my man, he rediscovered his high school track days with that one.
I can't believe that did, like, DJ in that regard, too. And, like, also with the damage to boot, it really seems like he's kind of like a chimera of characters in terms of just, like, mechanics and utility. I'm really curious to see where this character does end up to. I think players are going to get better, of course, at the matchup, but right now, you have that unfamiliarity on your side.
Okay, and now we got our next match starting. We're going to find out, is that Bison ready? Schneis does opt for it here, does not go for the Blanca, but we've seen Schneis willing to hop off of the Bison for the Blanca if they're losing. Didn't work too well on winner's side, though.
All right, well, now we're probably going to start riding the book here on this matchup, see how each character can deal with each other. The low crush coming out here from the scissor kicks, already getting the pop, and you got to respect the overhead. Big of the overheads coming out for Ouija on their end. The pressure looking so good for Ouija, getting these resets over and over again. Even letting Schneis get the party started. He says you weren't even invited. Come on.
Man, talked about that weak defense of M. Bison up against the terrifying corner offense of Rashid. That's going to be a difficult part of this matchup to deal with for Schneis.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to take advantage of that. And wow, and I think we're already seeing what makes some of this matchup nice for Rashid is the angle fireball kind of negates the whole stomp devil's reverse mix-up. But Schneis not to be deterred, going to be spending that level 2. Oh, I can't even, you know what, a funky interaction, but Schneis still gets the momentum, gets the lead, gonna have to respect the plus frame, and the walk back just to get the whiff punish.
Ouija working overtime in the neutral right now, finds a way through, cashing out that overtime 1.5 bonus, and now gets stuffed out on the mix-up before it could even come out. Opportunity for Schneis, both of them burned out, but the level 2, this could be checkmate. That proximity guard, you can't dash back, you're stuck here.
Yeah, it's so difficult in the situation. Yeah, we can just kick the Cyclone right to you. I'll bring the mix-up to you. And
oh, the opening!
We're trying to Psycho Crush our way to victory somehow. Rashid got his hands up, said, don't
But you know what? He bent basically his entire drive gauge on that. That's why he wasn't able to pressure the last part of that burnout. Trying to get a little bit back, have a couple of OD moves, and the moment he ticked over, you know he was watching the top, he throws it out.
I mean, that's quite the call-out. I know that Rashid needs a little bit of startup before he gets into his run, and Schneis was willing to bet on that. And we got the bomb on there. Yeah, I gotta hold this too. I think you're okay with taking the throw here in this. But you're gonna get overhead for you.
But yeah, against Bison, I'm always taking that throw.
Okay, yeah. Scissor kick puts you right back into these strike throw scenarios. You have 1-2 on hit after all those. And you know what? Interactions are done. I think it's time for a new game. Kind of reset. Yeah. Maybe not rematch so soon. Maybe think about the matchup a little bit here. Because I think that, you know, Luigi's having some good moments here. Just now, Schneis is introducing a lot more different scenarios that I think Luigi's familiar with here.
Yeah, it's tough to be in Luigi's position here because you're dealing with mix-ups that you maybe have only seen once or twice, or who knows, there might be stuff coming out from Schneis' side that you haven't seen at all in your ranked games. I mean, this is an 1800 MR. This isn't just any old Bison coming out to play.
Yeah, both of these players super experienced here, and nice defense coming out. Time. Get out. How long?
How many times are we going to take the throw?
Defense.
Okay, yeah, we hold those. The high recognizes it, finally gets clipped, but too far away for the hit confirm. Ends up whipping, unfortunately for Schneis, not ready for the whip, and doesn't punish, allowing the resets, and the vortex will not stop.
Rashid just sticks to you on glue, right? Even if you are willing to hold back the block for so long, there's only a matter of time where if you're not going to willing to make any dire escape, Rashid's is keeping you locked down. But now it's Schneis' turn, unless we have an mixer coming out to save for it.
I'll tell you what though, Schneis survived a really long time in the corner.
The
issue was just figuring out a way to swing out.
Oh my
Great
God.
cross up.
You know, I think Weedy says, all right, you want to see something new? I know it's Prime Day, but we're hand delivered to you.
Ooh, the little mix-ups on the way he's approaching with the high-low in the corner. I like it. Just a bit different from last time, but this time, speaking of things that are different, Schneis finds a way out.
Oh my God, this CA is so sick. You try to hit him, he's on your hands, and he says word. Not worm, but word.
The whiff punish from Luigi on the double knee press.
Wow, despite all of that, Luigi comes out on top too. And it's just, I think, a statement to both of these players' defense, man. They're willing to just kind of weather out the storm, no pun intended.
Oh, we ran that right back. I didn't even see the end screen before they were running into the next round. Luigi trying to get out of the corner. Stall it out. The confidence to use that move. I think that was honestly worth it. A little bit of chip damage to regain neutral.
Yeah,
again, the punish counter.
Burn themselves out though. Hopefully they hold on to that. I think they're pretty confident in their pressure too, as we saw that Luigi was able to keep Schneis in the corner, and we're getting a
lose that 50-50 on the double hit in the air. And again, punishing those knee presses, showing this move is not unbeatable if you're ready for it.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it earlier, is that when Schneis is in that scenario, they have to make a commitment to escape. And Luigi was ahead of the game, knowing that the knee coming.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Add that bomb. Now this is a scary scenario. I respect the OD. You're trying to get out of that scary pressure, but ends up in the corner with low life, on the verge of a perfect right now.
Yeah, looking very strong here. Wow, okay, I like the landing there with the crouching medium.
You can't take any trades, and you're in throw range, and yeah, at that point, just the chip damage is gonna do it.
Yeah, as soon as I think Schneis saw Luigi go to burnout, it's like, all right.
Ooh, nice overhead. We have not seen Luigi pull that out yet. Great mix-up. And speaking of mix-ups, I don't know if he meant to cross up, but he covered it very well with the throw, turned things around, and now we're back in the Rashid vortex.
Yeah, sometimes happy accidents happen, but Luigi, with a lot of purpose behind this, looking so good. But Schneis finds the gaps, finds the punish he's waiting for, and 3.
Yeah, keeps converting on those, and it's a lot of damage. But the thing is, after this, now he's burned out. He's got half his bar full. But if he can't get the offense started, this is the prime opportunity for Ouija to throw out that level 2 and make his life miserable on the mix-ups.
You're going to get pushed away all over the corner. Luckily, Schneiss got the drive gauge back in just a nick of time to yourself the defense. And the defense comes out. We've seen Schneiss able to find the Abari between the gaps. This pressure. That's the new Season 2 buff. The slide attack into the super cancel.
Yeah, that buff goes so far to improve the pressure game for Rashid in those scrambly last hit scenarios. Having to worry about that existing completely changes the landscape.
Yeah, the threat ranges are definitely increased because of that too. Like you mentioned, it's looking really good for Luigi so far as they take out Schneiss out of this bracket. Looking really good for this Rashid, and now they have to fight West Dance here. But I think we're first going to get Metro versus Jimmy DR.
Yes, we are. More Marisa on Marisa violence. The battle of the big bodies continuing on the winner's side. The only two to have not lost a single set in this tournament, but only one can move forward.
Let's see who has the last best idea in this jousting match between the Marisas. It's what it kind of is, right? You're counterplay to each other's Gladius, but one player is definitely, I think, a lot more privy to going for a lot more Scudum resets too. So let's see how the other can handle each in this mirror match.
Yeah, it's an interesting rock, paper, scissors of the matchup because, like, your level 1 game plan, we saw it earlier, is I'm going to use armor moves and hope that my armor moves beat your armor moves. And it's very much rock versus bigger rock, right? Like what you said. Right. Whose rock is bigger in the moment? Who timed their rock throw a little bit better? And sometimes that Gladius can come in and really mix things up.
Okay, well, let's see what it gets down to the wire here. Guys, we're coming to very, very close to the end of our Rainier Rushdown. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you want more action next time, definitely sign up for the next Rainier Rushdown happening in 2 more weeks. So be our
right
host. Yeah, you can. Host Evo. So, come back and tell your stories. Get around the campfire and tell what you learned there. Maybe show off a bracket.
When you were you there when we sat in line for 3 hours to play 2x KO for 2 rounds?
Or sat in 2 hours just to get the badges. So I heard that was a whole story last year. So definitely that hopefully ironed out that. The floor plan looks amazing. But
yeah, I'm very excited just to watch remotely this year with all the stuff they're doing, recreating that entire stage. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, let's see how the plan is going to be here between this mirror match, Linty. Let's move it rise to the Creamer Cup.
Oh, okay, that's a statement.
Definitely is. Off to the races.
Jimmy showing us that DR, that drive rush in the namesake, it's not just for the name. He knows how to use it.
But Metro also knows how to find these groups to help turn the tides, get this big and a punish counter Gladius. What? Scoot him off the head? Okay.
All right, who's gonna stand heavy punch first? There it is. The Gladius coming out immediately. Give me that armor. My rock is bigger than yours.
Definitely the rock is bigger. We're bringing out the gun now, right? Gladius beat out the Scooter attempt and making it even the count count.
Oh, the hit confirmed. That was juicy.
Yes, for good luck. Put you to the wall. Do you know history? I hope you do. Have you studied?
Yeah. Well, if not, you're about to learn. Okay, the cross up. Not going to get the hit, but gets out of the corner. That burnout, terrifying situation to be in, but just having some space to work with is going to go a long way.
Okay, we're back in that position there between the Gladius and trying to find a standing roundhouse to get the whiff punish too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like we need some re-education here on this Gladius. This is crazy. You know what though? It's working.
We're seeing a lot of respect too, despite how like ballistic this matchup has been. We're seeing a lot of respect just to find an opening here, but it will be Jimmy DR be punching to the window, to the walls. So level 3 takes all your health.
So the sweat runs off my rock.
Yeah, you saw how
Man, this has
about
been...
subversion. You need to subvert in a matchup like this, especially when you're playing mirrors. Oh my god, GDR ain't wasting no time wants to get through this bracket.
Man, yeah, I mean, 1 point to Jimmy DR, but there's still a lot of set to go because we are in best of 5 territory. Chat, can I get a 1 if you want Marisa to win?
It really got me. Just like Jimmy DR got this first round.
Shout out my man Leaf. Leaf lets Marisa to win there. I want Marisa to win. Ooh, ooh, nice little hop there from Jimmy.
Ooh, the drive rush into the Goliath too, just to obscure the space, and it does work out for Jimmy DR. Jimmy DR tricks, like you mentioned, we'll see the dichotomy kind of changes when we introduce it like a first to 5, or sorry, a first to 3 format now.
Ooh. Man, those heavy hits from Jimmy over and over and over. And you gotta pick them up too. And Marisa's gotta weigh a ton. Like, I know you got muscles, but man.
Yeah, let's see how it goes so far. Jimmy DR just really pulling out all the bags of tricks here just to make sure they can come out on top of this mirror match here. But Metro not to be deterred as they grab Jimmy DR right out of the drive impact.
Yeah, just create that fear, right? The constant pressure of, oh, you thought you finally found an answer? Good thing I mixed things up just in time to keep you guessing, and now this is just disgusting.
I mean, you have a hard to spend it, right? You have nowhere to go, and like you said, it is here, and Metro's doing a good job.
But it's not over yet. We got that perfect coming out, the statement from Metro after going down 2 games to Jimmy, showing us that this is far from over. I've still got a game to work with.
Oh, the backdash on the Scootum, what a great call out.
That's risky too. If you get that wrong, you can get blown up, especially by Marisa in the corner.
Wow, slide coming out too. Metro looking so good. Wow, what a mash out. Okay, all right, yeah. We've been seeing Jimmy DR try to like rotate on installing some plus frames onto you, but as soon as they find an answer, Metro's going to mash out. But we instill the fear once more time, playing to the ground. Scootum.
And Metro turning this around. You are burned out though, and both of these players have level 3. This is an opportunity if Jimmy can get a big hit.
The level 3 on deck for both players. We can chip out here if we really wanted to, or we can just be patient about it, which is the better thing to do.
And that's going to be 1 on the board for Metro. Like I said, plenty of fight left in them. Opportunity, seed number 1 for a reason, but up against the seed number 2, so it's not going to be easy if you want to bring this back.
Yeah, definitely looking like a 180 from that last game here too, but I wonder if it's that stamina is starting to kick in, like we talked about earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That bracket stamina, you've been at this for so long. We're, what, 2.5 hours into this bracket? Maybe one of them forgot to have a Scooby snack before. They're feeling a little bit underpowered.
But it ain't no mystery that Jimmy DR is taking that first round here. Yeah, and it can be hard in mirror matches.
Indeed.
You're
this is the one where they pull the mask off the villain and it's just Gladius.
And I would have got away with getting that conversion if it wasn't for you meddling other Marisa.
The meddling crouch block. The unrivaled. Oof, Das Puto.
Wow, okay. A late anti-air coming out and it pulls it all the way to the other side in the corner. Perfect parry. Yep. Wow.
Jimmy had it too, just didn't get the hit confirmed. And that one mistake is all it takes. Metro saying, thank you very much. I'm gonna get out of the corner and do the exact same combo to you.
Right, yeah, Metro looking like kind of playing the long con here. And And we have a level 3. I'm guessing the next trigger on it.
Yeah, it's the last round, right? Unless you're going for that cheeky CA, which is always a huge risk, you're probably going to spend it on your next big hit, like you said. Speaking of which, there it is. Yo, say Jam, will it kill?
We got one more interaction. We don't have any drive gauge to kind of push the pressure any further here. But a wake up. Ooh, just stood right outside of there. Metra taking that game.
He may have just woke up, but he's going straight back to bed. Game number 5 here on Winners Finals.
Stay woke. We're nearing the end here of this fantastic mirror match between Metra and Jimmy DR.
Conversion after conversion, going for that jump in the corner as well. You're crazy with it. Yeah, we can't crouch block those. We can't crouch block those either. Tries to bait out a shimmy, doesn't get it. Still stuck in the corner though, and the perfect parry. Will you be able to confirm off of this? Probably not quite enough.
Yeah, Jimmy DR just doing a good job of being the aggressor. Hopefully doesn't come back to bite him, because we got put into burn right here, and now Metra so good about doing these 180s like we've seen before on team. Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Yeah, give me that meter.
Some drive gauge. Oh my god, Metra. I think you did it again. We'll find out.
Had to spend it. Oh my goodness. Anything you can do, I can do better. Moving on, staying alive with a pixel of health. Jimmy not trying to get reverse 3-0'd right now.
Yeah, definitely a game of copycat, not only in the neutral, but also on the wake.
And now neither of them has meter going into this round either, because they spent it all.
And yeah, safe jump, continues the pressure, finds a good jump up on Metra's side here. Let's see if they can tie up the... Can we get a last round here?
Again, the burnout. Both of these players have been playing a little bit fast and loose with that drive gauge. Armor through the armor, and that is going to do it as Jimmy DR breaks the curse, breaks the reverse 3-0, and moves on to winner's side grand finals.
Yep, Jimmy DR floats to the top there as the crown winner here in this Marisa mirror. Good stuff, honestly, to Metra as well. Got to give them some flowers. They really hard and showed off, like, both these players showed off what this character, what Optimize can really do, and just how scary they can be.
Yeah, so anyone who wanted to see Marisa win, great news. You got to see it, and not only that, there's still more Marisa to be had on winner's side and loser's side. There's no escape. Speaking of. Oh, nope, they're gone. Never mind. I saw the preview. I got excited. Looks like we're going to have, what? West Dance versus Ouija.
Yeah, the Marisa dream still lives here. We still have the chance to get a... But Ouija been playing their heart out, honestly, with Rashid doing so good. I think it's going to be hard to stop a player like him today.
Yeah, Ouija went down to loser side pretty early. Lost to, let's see, to West Dance. Lost to West Dance 2-0 on winner's side in quarterfinals, top 16. But now we're on loser semis. Both of them clawed their way all the way here for the run back.
And let's see what the difference is going to be made here late into the bracket run. It's definitely not going to be an easy one, like we already talked about Stamina taking in that last match here. But once you get to that grand finals, that's when it really kind of sets in too. But if you've cut your teeth on Street Fighter for a long time, I think you might be used to it.
Oh yeah, like that's the difference between like the old guard and the up and comers. When you get into that high pressure, high endurance scenario, part of the reason they're so consistent is people who have done this for years and years and years. Like you said, they've cut their teeth, they're ready to go, they are vicious with it, they've got the stamina, they've got the mentality for when you get sent down to loser's bracket early and you have to fight your way through.
But definitely stay hydrated out there, everybody. Kind of get a hydrate in chat.
Yeah, hydrate everybody.
Everybody,
cheers.
like, you know, not only in bracket, but also everybody out there. It's getting hot, especially in the Seattle area. And if you're going to Vegas, it's a scorcher already, man. I know you're trying to get AC going.
And West Dance even hit him with a good luck in chat. Ready to go. And now we're going to see Rashid versus Marisa. I'm curious to see if Rashid ends up becoming more popular of a character pick this season. Was
No, I
introduced a
definitely
little
believe
bit
it.
late, right?
I definitely believe it. I think this character has always been kind of like under the radar. Definitely started to see the winds of changing, no pun intended, during CPT, and now I think people are true believers. And Luigi is going to be one holding the torch in that army.
I think part of the challenge is that this character is not super easy to pick up if you're talking about high-level game plan, because it's the same thing that DJ has struggled with. It's that mix-up game, being tricky, and that's not something that you can just bread and butter your way into a top 8.
Yeah, this character has a lot of options, and sometimes you get kind of decisions, but we're seeing a simple game plan down in pace. And it's forcing Westdance to pick an option. I think it's the nature of how Rashid crushes you. It kind of eats through the armor as well.
Yes, it does. And it's so hard to use things like drive reversals against this character sometimes because of the multi-hit properties. If you're not quite up to snuff, if you're not feeling comfortable, it's very easy to mess those up.
Yeah, great call cut off of Westdance, knowing that the Eagle Spike was very unsafe.
Ooh, the jumps again. So many people have been getting away with that tonight. In the last Marisa mirror, we saw a lot more of jump light punches punishing those, but we're back to basics here. Jump over the grab, you get that fierce lander, and you can just kind of go to town.
Yeah, we're gonna have to control the pace somehow, but Luigi definitely fighting back. Gets the side swap, and Westdance is not ready for the shenanigans. So it's coming up from Luigi.
My man getting a snapshot for the Instagram on that one.
He's getting the views, getting the subscribers. Speaking of which, get that Prime, everybody.
Yeah, want that free subscription? Make Bezos pay it for it, so you don't have to.
All right, well, what, Luigi? All right, making a great statement so far, getting that first.
Ooh, the clip. Westdance, I think, maybe getting a little impatient there on the offense. But it's tricky. Like it's easy for me to gut reaction say, oh, he's impatient. Sometimes that's the name of the game with Rashid. He mixes up the pressure sequence, and you have to swing out.
Somebody has to be an aggressor when it comes to turret matchups, especially in a game like Street Fighter 6, right?
And it's difficult when you're Marisa on defense, right? If you don't take that gamble, make the read on your opponent, you end up in the vortex forever.
Luigi already realizing that drive reversal, especially this season, could be a great option. Just gotta turn off the lights for Marisa here, and there we go. The lights are being turned off. The door is closing down. We can't go home yet. All right, Westdance, what you got? One more tango?
Hey, it takes two. The question is whether or not Westdance can keep up right now. Another great DP. One of the big strengths of that DP is that it doesn't have to cross-cut. You're going to catch them either way.
Yeah, Rashida just getting so much better anti-airing too, but Westdance getting so much better at these conversions, getting so much better pressure game.
Ooh. Okay, Westdance, he's awake.
Yeah, they'll come out to a victory there in that round too.
But we're not out of the woods yet. And what a way to make that statement. And with the immediate level 2 into the grab, into that buff pressure that you get, those extra frames of plus that are so hard to punish.
Man, I'm continually impressed by the mix-up game coming out from Luigi now, but also these level 2 rotation of mix-ups coming out from them. It's led them to get a lead so far, the speed of which it does not stop.
And if Ouija once can pull out another level 2, yeah, I think trying to do it. What's the level 2?
You get is that you get to do it twice in a round if you want to.
But Westdance did such a good job of not letting him get to a safe enough location to make that happen. Still trying to find a way. Will this be it? Yes, it will.
Yeah, this is gonna be really tough here too. You can kind of, I guess, your games in there, but you know what? I'll come to you. Don't worry about it.
The mix-up from the previous time had gone for a grab in that scenario. This time going for that cheeky little, the jumping light low kick. Like, what you gonna do about it? That's not even punishable.
I don't know, discount like air dash in a way, right? You kind of catapult your way all the way over, and you're kind of so scared of like the jumping option. Yes,
bro thinks he's playing Strive. That's crazy. Now Ouija continuing to make a statement here. Up 2 games to 0 and already got you in the corner on game number 3. This might be curtains with the way it's going right now.
Yeah, it's looking very difficult. We saw West Dance even try to go back light, like you said earlier, TD, and it's getting shut. Finally finds his way through, but it's still not enough.
Reminder that West Dance won this on winner's side with a 2-0.
Yeah, Ouija just now ready to get the run back in spades.
And maybe had a couple of friends taking a look at the VOD, recognizing what went wrong, or maybe just, you know, thought about it, let it sit. Maybe it's the bracket stamina. So many things that can make a matchup like this sway one way or the other. But what matters is who makes it out loser's side. And right now, it's looking like it's Ouija.
Yeah, the timing between the ending down below into the reset into the overhead here, just so much trickery coming out from Ouija. It's hard, I think, from West Dance to keep up, especially with just like how the nature of Marisa like kind of lumbers. Yeah, I think, you know, if you got any tricks up in the back, you pull it out right here, right now.
Yeah. As Rashid said at the end of that level 3, that match was picture perfect all the way through. Had the win conditions set up. Even that cheeky little game 2 where he's backing up for dear life, trying to pull out a level 2, which, you know, great stuff to his opponent, of course, for making that harder to do. But at the end of the day, it still came out.
Yeah. Well, Metra did a great job here in Rainier Rushdown. Got to give a hand to them, as Ouija will be moving through the bracket coming in at the end of our top 8, going on to losers finals.
Man,
so now we still have the Marisas to take out. We still have more Marisas. No matter what, Ouija will not be fighting with nothing but Marisas.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting timeline. We didn't quite get there, but hey, we did what we could. 3 out of the top 4, that's pretty solid. Ouija, the lone invader, the influencer trying to influence the results of this top 4. Can he make Rashid the victor, or will Marisas overpower him in these final couple of matches?
May not be going to Evo, but there's definitely a jackpot to be grabbed here, and Rainier Rushdown for a title to be one of the winners. And you know, that's pretty respectable, right?
But possibly even more important than any of that, we got predictions up. Chat, put your money where your mouth is. Marisa or Rashid? Who's it gonna be?
I like how it's just Marisa versus Rashid, not player names, right?
Yeah, wait, for clarity, y'all, is this production, help me out, is this for the whole tournament, or is this just for this match?
Yes.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
All right, but we're going to get down to losers finals here between Metra and Ouija. Now let's see, like, if Metra can bring something different to the table to really negate a lot of the trickery here in this matchup that Ouija's been pulling out. But we'll keep continuing.
Yeah, one thing that can definitely be said for Ouija at this point, probably feeling pretty comfortable with the matchup.
Now the Arabian Cyclone was safe on perfect parry because we saw that Metra try to parry the first. Hey, level 2 coming out, this is looking so tough. Be patient on it.
And it's so hard to stop that as well as Marisa. We were talking about this with the Puha stocks earlier on Jury. It's the same thing. You're so slow moving in that level 2 just sometimes walks over you.
And right now, Ouija is cooking, and if it's like the flavors that they're introducing to the recipe, if I may, is that they're doing a lot of resets into overheads, but also after the level 2 is something that you don't see quite enough from Rashid's. It's kind of unconventional. It's a little bit risky, but it's working out a lot here.
It's that situational risk reward, right? The key words, it depends. And right now, Ouija is finding a good way of finding those times where it's the right call.
Wow, jumping right over the drive reversal, Ouija ready defensive option. And you know what? If you like the first time,
oh man, I was so excited. Who does not get chipped out quite yet, still so in a bit of a checkmate.
Close. Yeah. Great stuff on Ouija there, realizing that there's a option. It was jump, and Ouija called it out.
Gave him just a little bit of hope there with the way the Cyclone barely faded away in time to prevent that cross-up unblockable.
I think that's one of the really ambiguous things about level 2 is that visually you're kind of unsure if it's gone.
Yeah, it's a little tricky like that.
Mix up.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, the
neutral
spacing
jump.
Ouija.
Yeah, Ouija's so ready from everything. You think they're good at this matchup? You think they think they're ready?
Yeah, I feel like they seem pretty warm on the matchup. I would think that they might have played someone recently.
I don't know what it is, but you know, someone's in the water. Okay, but Metra gets a trade kind of in their favor as they're able to continue the pressure and keep going with a perfect parry. Gonna get a damage reduction, but we're gonna spend it all just to make sure we get. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're making sure we clean it up. Doesn't matter if we get damage reduction.
Round 2. Fight.
All right, that is putting Metra back on the board. But Ouija has looked so solid so far.
Defense. Yeah. I'm about to say the defense is looking way better for Metra. Throw the flip right back into the corner. Okay, that's a charge. Heavy punch with moves. Incredible damage. And
Oh,
this is max damage.
Yeah, truly, that's the Marisa 2-touch right there. We talk about these all the time. We finally get to see it coming out from Metra tonight, and absolute destruction to take game number 2.
That is a Marisa round if I ever saw one here. Let's see if they can keep the stars aligned, keep the magic flowing here. It's going to be difficult to keep repeating that over and over again against a player like Ouija.
Yeah, that's the challenge, right? Anybody can 2-touch with Marisa, but can you do it consistently in a best-of-5 set?
Want to see me run to that rock? Want to see me run to it again?
Yeah.
And right now, Ouija with Rashid is definitely the quickster.
I can't believe that wasn't a crosser. Ouija perfectly spaced there. And now, yeah, setting up those cyclones. This is the difficult spot because Metra, as you saw there, can't just Superman punch through it.
Yeah, able to wall out here and gets this corner carry. Flame kill and driving through the scooter option. Great call for Ouija. A lot of anti-Marisa tech coming out.
Burned out, though, and that drive reversal, nothing you can do about it. And the level 2, worst case scenario, the most terrifying position in Street Fighter 6, and unsurprisingly, Ouija takes the round.
Yeah, top goes the Marisa. Ouija just looking really unstoppable right now. Metro, what you got here?
Those muscles looking like synthol right now, the way Ouija's playing.
Yeah, definitely crumbling apart right now, but let's see how long we can hold on to. Okay, like the interruption.
This spacing with the fireballs, like, what are you going to do about it? And then it gives him the opportunity, once he's spaced well, get that Cyclone up, hold those plus frames, and it makes it so hard for Metra to get the game plan started.
Yeah, you're really getting these jump options along with closing off, like an option to go for Superman, or once again a well-timed drive impact. The side switch, yeah.
You lose a little bit of damage there, but you get this really cursed corner situation that you just gotta hold. There's also a level 2, and there it is.
Yeah, the positioning is so good. Once again, empty jump low, it just...
Thank goodness, though, the drive does come back just in time, and now Ouija the one without drive gauge, and Metra finds the opening!
Okay, highway robbery coming out once again. Staying alive. Hold on by a thread. Hold on by like a prayer. Send up your wishes. If you got the channel points, give it to Marisa right now.
You just gotta get your hit, and right now, Metra is getting those hits, and again, the DI call out on the Scootum.
It's starting to get a little bit telling, I think, from Metra on those Scootum mix-ups here. Great anti-air in the process.
Those mix. Oh,
again.
round 2, baby.
Yeah, kind of showing your hand a little bit too much. Ouija is just ready for the counterattack. Again?
Yeah, one more for the fans.
Oh,
there it is.
Level 2. Okay, bring it out. The forecast from full screen and the overhead and seal the deal.
Look, I have a friend who plays Rashid, and whenever we're playing casuals and he throws out that level 2, I'm burned out in the corner. It's like, all right, GG, shake my hand.
All right, now we're 2-1 there. Let's see if Metra can somehow even this game count here. Play a little bit of patience. We're starting to see Ouija throw a lot more fireballs, like you mentioned, Latidia. Slowing down the tempo, slowing down the pace.
Finally, that Scootum making something happen for Metra, but you're going to need more than that. The drive rush, not quite able to get the timing there. Unfortunate. And now you're going to get DI'd again. Metra maybe caught swinging one too many times.
Yeah, unfortunately, downing this pressure a little bit too hard, which Weege is getting privy to.
Don't get burned out. On second thought, though, don't lose your entire health bar. Try not to get burned out. Hang on.
Yeah, try not to. Okay, this is a great chance for Metra to get any semblance of a momentum. The drive rush in, overhead, the pop-up there, the reset, still swinging, and still finds the hits. It's about finding hits in TD, and it's working out.
Wow. Over and over. It's a tale as old as time. Ouija playing crazy mix-up game, doing a fantastic job of pressuring Metra like crazy. And then Metra gets one opening, and it's just curtains.
The application from Scootum is working a lot better for Metra, especially in these reset scenarios. Off the air reset here, making Ouija have to play more passive. Wow, Metra just ready for the aggression.
Okay, the classic just trying to get out of the corner and actually pressures on the air. Metra not ready with the anti-air there. I feel like people are struggling against that from Ouija, and he's realized it.
We do have a level 2 on Ouija's side, and just in the nick of time, we saw Ouija go impact, but the armor does save Metra. We are 2-2 apiece.
Only one can move forward. Are we gonna have the All Marisa Grand Finals, or can Ouija stake the claim? Only one more game to find out here at Rainier Rushdown.
I think it's been so, it's so essential to make sure that we shut Rashid down before his win con, which is that level 2.
Yeah, and not only that, but Metra, the Marisas in general tonight, are so fast and loose with the drive gauge, as we're seeing right now. Sometimes it works out really well, but the downside is if you get burned out and he's got that level 2, over and over, it's just checkmate.
And the patience come out from Metra now, really improving on the defense side, just playing at the pocket under opportunity. And these Gladiators are starting to hit too. That's good signs for Metra.
Okay. Good morning, Metra. Glad you were able to make it today. Now hold this damage real quick.
Oh my god, it's looking... that's it. That's going to be it. Metra is going to be taking Ouija in lightning pace.
Where did that last game go?
Alive.
I feel like we just started that game like 10 seconds ago.
Well, the dream is living, Latini. And you know what? Who won the channel point prediction? Who lost some points?
Yeah, let me see what we got here. We got, are we running it back? I didn't even get to see the payout.
I think the payout was 640 to 66. So, Marisa players, you're
Eating
not
good?
only in bracket, but in chat. So, shouts to you. Now the question is, which Marisa you like better?
True. Yeah, who's gonna win, chat? We get another prediction. Is it gonna be Marisa or Marisa? What do we think out here?
Marisa or Marisa?
Yeah. Marisa.
But guys, thank you for hanging out here for Rainier Rushdown. We are now getting to our last match of tonight. Of course, there will be 2 sets placed potentially, depending on who rises to the top here in this Marisa mirror. Of course, it's been Rashaw Wintini on the mic with you, but definitely, guys, if you want to get in for the next one, check out. We already have the start guide GG for the next Rainier Rushdown. Check out, of course, the Discord, the QR code in the corner. And of course, I'm going to end it out here before Wintini gives you some shout outs to some more events. Matcherino. Get those clicks in, get those last bit of pennies, those last bit of money in here for our players. We really do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. They're talking about upcoming events. You know, the last time we talked about events, we mostly talked about the weekly stuff. Let's talk a little bit about some of the bigger events we've got coming up in the future. Of course, EVO's happening this weekend. All of y'all know that's happening. No surprises there. But for those who aren't going to be at EVO, we've got Portland Punish July 20th in Portland, Oregon, as the name suggests. Definitely check that out. If you're not able to make that one, great news. If you're up in the BC area, we got two things back-to-back coming up soon. Party Battle number 5 and UBC SummerSlam 3 on July 26th and then 27th and 28th, respectively, in Richmond, BC, Vancouver, BC. They got all sorts of games here. And if I'm going a little too fast for y'all, we talked about the Discord. Definitely check that out. All this stuff is listed in there. Moving into August, we're going to keep it going. We got Keep It Chill in Portland. We got the Salon Quarterly in August 10th in Seattle. And we got Daddy's Den looking all the way out to September in Spokane, Washington. So it doesn't matter where you are in the PNW, there is an event for you.
I'm so excited for all these potential, for all these tournaments that are coming up here with some explosive matches. Definitely to be taking place, no doubt about it. But we still have one more match. The coup de grace. The grand finale. Jimmy DR versus Metra. The Mariza finale.
Wait, I see a little bit of scam coming out from production here. Hang on, these guys, they're on the Rashid agenda. Oh no, I said Spokane wrong again. I'm sorry.
Why
Sorry, Spokane. I said it wrong again. Meanwhile, Leaf out here trying to scam the population. He wants to see more Rashid gameplay. This entire production's in shambles right now.
It's always scripted, right? There's always an agenda. But the only agenda tonight is going to be Mariza. And, yeah, let's see, what the differences is here, because you've played so many mirror matches tonight. What can you bring to the table?
Yeah, a lot of the mix-ups, especially with how back and forth the set was on winners finals, they've been kind of burnt out, and now you sort of reset to like the level 1 in a sense.
All right, well, we're getting on to grand finals of Rainier Rushdown.
Ooh, yo, there's that Gladius. I hope y'all like that word. We're gonna be seeing a whole lot of Gladius in this match.
It's the number one word we're gonna be saying throughout this whole grand finals, no doubt about it.
I feel like I could put a blindfold on and commentate. Yeah, so they're throwing out Gladius in neutral. Oh, he got his hit. He's gonna cash out on damage.
All by the words "it" and "hit."
Ooh,
nice.
Great reversal.
Yeah, level 1 coming out just in time there. And Metra gonna be the one to get the... We have a lot of bond there on Jimmy DR's side too. Can't forget about that.
Oh, just jump in on him. Okay.
Yeah,
The whole world just stopped for a second, and then that jump in happened, and no one was ready.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, the anti-airs are a little bit iffy. I think Jimmy DR is pretty keen to that.
Yeah, I mean, Marisa doesn't have the best anti-air game.
A little slow.
So sometimes you can take advantage of that, like the risk-reward. If you're just going to take a little bit of chip damage and get sent back to neutral, but that's not so bad. I'll keep jumping in on you.
You know, it's not so bad. Also, in Jimmy DR in, the round count looking pretty good so far here. Metra's got a long hill to climb.
Yeah, this is already looking pretty back and forth. Okay, the kick's coming out, trying to break through the guard, but Metra just waiting it out, finally pulls the trigger, and Jimmy immediately there with the roundhouse to convert.
We saw that in the earlier mirror matches here, and it keeps working here for Jimmy DR. Really just limiting the amount of chances for Metra to get anything started. And I think, you know what, we might have to start again with another game.
And that means 2 games away for Jimmy. Sitting on winner's side, won it the first time, plans to win it again with the way that round went. Absolute destruction, plenty of resources left on the table. Let's see if Metra can find the adaptation.
I think you're guaranteed to get really speedy grand finals no matter what, because just the nature of the character, she just melts health bars. That's what we're seeing right before our eyes.
True, we don't believe in zoners around here.
Fisticuffs. Blow for blow. Gladius for Gladius.
Ooh. But who has the bigger rock? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The amount of armor.
It's a rock.
A big, beautiful old rock. Man, shout out rocks. Oh yeah, the triple jump.
Oh,
Look at that bait.
level 2. Good God.
The jump 3 times into level 2. I have to say, I have not seen that one before.
It feels like we're playing like Bull Matador here, like Total, come on, Gladius. Level 2, bring it on. Oh yeah, I saw a ton of burst options come up from this. Like, fact, it's such a bombastic mirror match like this.
And more, yeah, just the armor coming out from both sides. All of those big, heavy buttons. You know your opponent's going to be pressing slow buttons, so you want to take advantage. No jab checks coming out today.
Okay, but we're seeing Metra sees red, has the lead there, and honestly denies Jimmy D off of that CA attempt as well.
Yeah, that's a tough scenario to be in. Resetting things. Metra getting on the board. Wants the run back.
Alright, where this goes, let's see how it wanes down on one of the players. Which player is really good at playing the long hop? Oh.
Okay, that kind of worked out. The American reset, a little bit off timing on that DI. However, Jimmy finds a way, or excuse me, Metra finds a way out of the corner and resets and reverses the situation, and you burned yourself out trying to get out of the corner.
Oh my God, yeah, Metra is just ready to call out a lot of these defense actions, forcing Jimmy DR to just hold back the block, but Jimmy DR didn't hold back the block for long enough. Yeah, I think Metra probably really warmed up. Now, I guess sometimes you're that player that just thrives off of playing losers.
Oh my God. The way these two just suddenly stop sometimes. The eye of the hurricane. There is indeed quiet. And the first swing comes out. A little bit of pressure. No, we reset. We back in the eye right now.
Sometimes minimalism isn't good enough as we find a whiff punish once again on Jimmy DR's side here. Great damage, great knockdown.
Absolutely spend that cash. Get him in the corner. Tries to swing out that light air punch. Gonna just push him back in, reset, and now we just wait. He wants that roundhouse. He wants that standing heavy, the Gladius. So many options.
And I'm like, we're walking and Gladiusing, forcing Jimmy out to pull out some other options along this perfect parry.
You're back in the corner. This time tries to pressure with the Oki. Reset him all the way in. But finally, Metra, the patience paying off. Gets out of the corner and gets the level 3.
The confidence from Metra to walk forward to get that conversion to the 3. Just a sliver of health.
All right, now it's your turn.
Can you crack open this egg?
Oh, not quite. Hit him with the toes.
All right, well, Metra staying alive, really aiming for this reset here.
Yeah, this is looking pretty different from Winner's side. Once again, reminder, Jimmy took it. That's the reason they're sitting on Winners right now. But Metra seems to have some adaptation. It feels like Jimmy is more confident in the early game every time, and somehow Metra finds a way back in.
Yeah, I think it really instills confidence if you're able to win the first couple of actions. But Metra has had that X factor, that comeback factor that's really worked out for them. But Jimmy, you know what? I'm gonna deny you that. I'm not. There's no. It's just Jimmy's show. Just a Jimmy show.
I guess that's one way to do it, right? Just don't let him come back. Keep him on the perfect. If he doesn't get that initial hit where he can get the party started.
But Metra is finding hits where it counts here. Now Jimmy DR gonna be taking a stun from the drive impact here to make sure we get a little bit of drive.
Yeah, needed that little bit of extra to be able to do the extra drive input. And there you go. Perfect for perfect. This matchup in a nutshell.
Yeah, something you really expect for sure from this character. I was gonna say both these characters, but it's one of the same.
Yeah, it's
but
the same character.
Behind the wheel. But
it's Spider-Man looking himself in the mirror, trying to figure out who's going to win Grand Finals.
Nice, Gladius timing come out from Jimmy R, trying to defuse the whole entire situation. Jumps in, waits for a swing.
Oh, the roundhouse gonna whiff. Jimmy loves that button.
Scoot him.
One mix up away. Throw break, gonna reset it. Metra trying so hard to reset this bracket, bring us to one final best of 5. Meanwhile, Jimmy fighting to keep that from happening, to keep the momentum in this set.
so scary. Now we have Jimmy in position that they can do a one. Able to the rip part.
Oh, hold up! Hold up!
This is so scary because you're gonna burn. You're gonna prevent the drive gauge from coming back on Metro's side, and you got drive gauge down. Oh, okay. Oh.
The double KO! Wow.
But the verdict I think on that is that you know, it doesn't happen too often in bracket. I think that still goes to a point each.
Yeah, we'll have to get the confirmation from production, but that is my thought, that would reset the bracket.
Like I said, does not happen too often, so we have to hit the rule book here. Where's the rules?
Yeah.
Bring me the rules.
Give me la rules. Were you more of a da rules or la rules kid?
Da rules. We'll
All right,
fair
thanks.
parents with it, you know what I'm saying? I think a point goes to each, if I'm not mistaken.
Either way, these two are not deterred. They have gone right back into the game while we figure out what that means.
Yeah, perfect and double KO. Really unprecedented here. You're getting first.
Ooh. Well, at least nothing's changed about the gameplay. Regardless of the ruling, we're still getting Gladius. We're still getting that roundhouse coming out from Jimmy.
Yep, and now a point each means that we are getting the reset for Metra. So, you know, kind of a funky situation, but it does.
Yeah, that's confirmed. The production staff all in agreement on that front.
Good God, I did not expect that to happen. But
I don't think we've got it
here. It's gonna be ready for anything. So hopefully, you know, these two players are ready to swing it out for one more set.
Yeah, we don't have it on the stream at the moment, but they are continuing to play. Hopefully we can get that swapped over real quick. Yep, there we go. Okay, we're back in it. Like I said, the gameplay hasn't changed. It's just a matter of who can find that opening.
Let's see if Jimmy DR has hold on to any tricks here in case of a reset. If they can mix up and do some kind of weird shenanigans.
Yeah,
right here,
Jimmy
right now.
definitely had more to play with.
But Metra looking on fire, just saying, you know what? That double kill may happen, but let's see if I can just blow straight through you, because right now it's...
And not only is the score 0-0, resetting things to even, we're also a round of peace. And it looks like it's going to be Metra who closes out this game. The statement in the first set. Let's see if we can keep it going. We're going to write a whole novel with this one.
My God, yeah, Metra just is not stopping here. I think a fire has been lit for Jimmy DR. Gotta find a way to just call it out. I'm not sure what needs to be done here, but Jimmy, we got here for a reason.
Wow. Okay, I think we're taking a breather. Jimmy has been looking a little bit worse for wear on this game, on this this grand finals entirely. The way Metra has turned it around, now has the advantage on a 3-win streak at the moment, if you include that double KO.
Yeah, looking incredibly strong here. Sorry about the mic, guys. Hopefully it's working out for you and trying to do my best on mine here. You know how it goes, some technical issues here, but we keep on the locomotive going.
Yeah, definitely no shortage of excitement tonight. And now we're continuing to see a lot more of the same. But you know what I will say? I feel like they've slowed down in this game. I was waiting for the big brawler boxing to start, and we're pretty far into this, and finally we get that opening, but there was a lot of posturing to find that.
Yeah, it definitely was, and Metra just keeps finding the hits where it does matter, and Jimmy DR gets whiff punish. Metra looking confident here in this grand finals.
I like the throw attempt there, but the throw break gonna keep Jimmy alive. However, the way Metra playing, it might not be alive for too long. Let's play that guessing game. When do you stop blocking?
And we're going right back into that mid-range. You know, having that minimalism kind of like adaptation. Not striking too fierce, but striking fierce where it matters. And Metro getting another pick on the board. And no double KO behind it. Make sure we're playing it clean this time. Clean.
We talked about Metro making a statement, but my goodness, the adaptation from Metra, the way the #1 seed, down but not out, has been able to pull back through the loser's side and get here. Beat the Rashid Invader, and now up on Jimmy in the Grand Finals reset 2-0.
Yeah, let's see if Jimmy DR can stop the timeline of a straight 3-0 here. Yeah, looking good so far. Yeah, of course, some plus frames. Great parry on Metra's side to make sure we keep him on a drive gauge. Finding the knockdowns too. Yeah, you have to keep respecting it. So many plus frames over and over again.
This is not looking good for Jimmy. Gotta find the opening. Just that strike mix-up timing has been so strong from Metra, and those neutral openers, that standing roundhouse not working anymore as effectively for Jimmy as a whiff punisher.
Yeah, it seems like Metra has just found the secret sauce, flying through the gaps here, but Jimmy DR not to be deterred. Finally, with his whiff punch, kind of gave up and just jumped in and finds his mark.
All right, now we're seeing a little bit of Jimmy pulling from Metra's book on that guess for block gameplay. Hit him with the kick, but no conversions off of it. Just a little bit of stage control. Again, it's that posturing for the big hit, not the big hit itself. And at this point, there we go. Now you get to cash out because there's nowhere to shimmy to.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It's about what led up to that situation. It definitely seemed like a Jimmy DR. And now keeping on to that super gauge is going to be really pivotal here. We're back in that kind of joust scenario, so you can kind of... Jimmy DR already kind of a big spender on the drive gauge side, but...
Oh, great anti-air. That's what we've been missing. Jimmy able to keep alive. Once again, it's about keeping Metra in the corner. That burnout, so scary. This is the opportunity for Jimmy. Spend all that meter.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to here. Put him in a guess for game situation. Looking really difficult for here. Looking like the Jimmy DR show. Unless we have a level 3 of our own. And we talked about it, Metro is king.
On that drive gauge. That drive gauge is starting to turn a corner here. Not quite back, but there it is, the burnout. And now the complete turnaround of situations. And that is going to do it. Metra coming back from loser's side, taking the whole tournament in a stylish 3-0 on that Grand Finals reset.
Oh my god, Metra, you did it, pulling through over there.
Oh.
It was a great battle for bracket, but Metra will be your winner of Rainier Rushdown #4 here. My god, what an exciting bracket, come on. All the reason play, the Ouija play, just looking so good.
And we got the Marisa special tonight as well. Any of y'all looking for Marisa VODs? Y'all are feasting tonight. You got so much to look through. Beat the M. Bison army, beat the allegations, show them what this character can do.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in here for Rainier Rushdown. You know, keep an eye out for the next one in 2 weeks here. That'll post Evo, of course. You can definitely always sign up right now, and you know, I'm sure we'll get a lot of these players coming back. Maybe we'll get the run back here for on the Marisa play. But you know, and thank you for also doing the match real codes. You know, those who did it. And once again, we'll shout out the Discord if you want to know what Seattle Street Fighter is all about. Definitely check out the QR code above. But I think we're gonna close it out here with Genie once again for Shaw. And Genie, thank you for being my my partner in crime here on the mic today.
Always a pleasure, my man. And thank you to, once again, the audience and the players who made this whole thing possible. We get to just sit back here, relax, and have a great time, but we can't do it without any of y'all. If you want to join next 2 weeks from now's bracket, ! sign up in the chat. Should take you to the right page, or if not, one of the production staff will get you sorted. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy your Evo.